Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
First 7 plays, 6 have been runs. Love's in trouble. Down he goes. Thrown to the ground by Jalix Hunt. Barkley, daylight. And a big carry out to the 40. Hurt's going to take it. Quarterback run all the way, and he's got a first down. Ball comes out. Keyshawn Nixon has got it for Green Bay. Shoulder, pump fake, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown.
Appreciate you guys being here, especially all of those of you guys who went to California. It's great to see you guys get back. I mean that sincerely. I watch a lot of other press conferences. Not everyone has the commitment from the people that cover them the way you guys do. So it's cool to go out there. I think, as I said after the game, I just have to say it again. Our fans were spectacular. Just absolutely amazing to have that many people take their hard-earned money and go out there, or people who live there, that support Husker Nation. So it's just such an amazing thrill, and I just I'm unbelievably grateful.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrist Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Same old soup, just reheated.
So you will reheat soup, but not meat?
No, I don't really rock.
Oh, so you're not a soup guy, are you?
No. I'm mad at myself, man. I'm like 4 pounds heavier than I was Sunday, and I don't understand.
A little bloated, maybe? Retaining water?
Maybe. I don't know.
You have anything super salty?
Yep.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but 4 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Dude, mine, and I'm heavier than you, but mine will, especially when I was bigger, mine would alternate up to 9 or 10.
Yeah,
based on retention.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Mine could swing to this day. To this day, mine will still, and I guess we're closer now than we used to be, but mine will still swing 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Just based on what I've eaten.
Yeah.
To this day.
I'm not happy. Now, what I wonder what
you were all Tyler. You're all Tyler McKinney. You weren't happy about that?
I don't. There's a funny Tyler McKinney story.
Yeah.
Yep. There's one of my very best friends. His dad is a huge Creighton fan.
Yeah.
Huge. We did a lot to get. I'm almost I love his parents almost as much as him, and we got into these knockdown dragouts about Creighton's backcourt, and there was this Nate Funk and Tyler McKinney. This dude swears by were the best point guards ever on the planet Earth. And we would and he would always compare him to, he would take these shots at Carolina and having point guards that couldn't shoot.
And Coda.
Listen, we'd be playing cards because we'd have these round robin poker games with the friends. My man would just talk trash. And he's like the elder statesman, so people let him, but I love him. He is a
huge Tyler McKinney guy.
Oh my God. You saying that, it makes me.
That's soup.
It does something to me.
It's we go all Taylor Martinez. You got chills throughout my body.
No, it's just funny. Good pull.
Good
pull.
It is funny when and Nebraska fans are very famous for this, but just the niche random dude that you will just go to war over.
Yeah.
I feel like every diehard fan of a fan base is just
has that dude.
I love that guy. Yeah. I will love that guy until I'm dead.
That's true.
And it's just fun. I never thought Tyler McKinney would be that guy for somebody, but it makes sense. That's a good era of, pretty good era of Creighton basketball.
So who's in a better mood? Me, you,
probably
Shane?
Not Shane.
So when you first grab your phone and it's 6:01.
Yeah.
What's that?
And there's 10 text exchanges in our group.
Not great.
I'm thinking, what is going on?
Yeah, not ideal.
Shane, what? So even in text, you can't get to the point?
Yes.
I didn't know what the point was.
The point was, did you need a ride or not?
I did need a
your
ride.
response after like the 7 pictures, you go, so do you need to be picked up or not? I was like, that is the most Ravi thing ever.
No, I'm past that.
No. But why didn't you just say I can't turn my car off? Can somebody come pick me up?
We will embrace it.
I don't know.
So here's where it got confusing, Shane, is because you go,
Well,
hey.
we can't.
Well, I was just.
You have to set it up for
No, yeah. So he texts and he's like, hey, my car won't start.
No, he started with the pictures. The car was running.
I think he started with my car won't start.
I started with the car won't start.
But it was running.
So that's where I got confused. He goes, my
But it was
vehicle,
on, but
he
it
goes,
won't
my
run."
vehicle will not start. And I go, hey, I can pick you up. Give me 15, 20 minutes, whatever, because he lives close to me. And he goes, okay, thumbs up. I don't know how to turn the vehicle off. Winky face.
Yep, that was it. Right
And I go, what? And
so it's either running or it's not.
yeah, and Sasha emphasizes the what, which validated me to be like, I don't know what the F this guy's talking about.
A lot of times she'll stay out of the nonsense.
Especially
early.
in the morning.
Yeah,
She's just like,
she
I don't
stays out
need
of
these
it.
guys.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's like jammed in on, but it won't turn on. And I go, okay, I don't really know what
the
that.
phone on my bed. I just was like,
I go, okay, I don't really know what you mean, but do you need a ride? But you need a ride? Yes? Question mark. And
It's
then he's
on, but
and then he sends
it's on, but it won't start.
and then he sends a photo of his dashboard lit up.
yeah. Oh,
It's on right
and that's
now.
that was your infamous. So do you need picked up or not?
And I said, Shane, yes or no on picking you up.
And I told you, but the other part was I told you on the way in. Thank you for giving me a ride. That's very nice
No
of you. I said
problem.
I sent that text because I didn't know if there was a way.
That's funny.
Since
we
you
both picked
guys
him up before.
since you guys both have had Jeeps at one time, I thought maybe there was a way that I could get it to turn off. Is the reason why I sent that text.
That's totally fine and fair. I just had no idea what you meant when you say the car's on, but it won't turn
And
on.
it's on. It's
You know
on.
what? I can't even talk because
What?
you're gonna see him. So I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we come out from practice and I don't know. We were allegedly supposed to get done early. That didn't happen.
I'm stunned.
So we're coming out to the vehicles, and there's like a handful of us that park on the other side. So of
Okay.
course it's me.
Out by the tennis courts?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So it's me, Queen, Jernigan, Sakura. You know, just so happens that I'm with Jernigan and Queen. Usually Brett parks over there, and he's like my protector.
Mhm.
Like he's kind of like Ben.
Because Queen and Jernigan are mean to you.
Oh, fudge. Queen's the worst. So there's this faint beeping,
Okay.
but there's only like 4 cars over there.
Yeah, so limited options on who it could be.
I'm like, shoot, is that me? And Queen can't say a sentence without cussing. So he's like, WTF are you talking about? I was like, I don't know, man. Can you hear that beep? Yes, we're friends. I'm like, I don't know. Can you hear that beeping?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, what is it? I was like, shoot, I think my car's on. So I look inside and it has this great big old monitor. It's lit. And it's beeping because I have my keys with me. Okay, no big deal.
So it's beeping because it's like, hey, keys out of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know why it's really beeping?
Because it's been on the entire time you've been at practice?
My car's in park
Mhm.
or drive. He sees me shift it to start it, and he goes, was your car in drive? I was going to try to get away with it. He goes, was your car in drive the whole time? He goes, what an effing idiot. I go, oh my gosh.
Wait, so did you like pull the parking brake on or something?
I don't know why it didn't roll. But my allegedly, if I would have done this in my Atlas, it didn't move either.
So mine will automatically throw it into park.
Yeah,
mine
was not.
Like if I open my door and I'm in drive, it throws it into park immediately.
Oh, so you've done it too.
Yeah. So
Good
like
for you.
so here, yeah. Now, I haven't left my car.
Okay.
But so if all Shane, do you need a ride or not?
I just needed a laugh. That's
Listen,
all I needed.
that thing was in drive.
So I've done something very stupid that's similar to that. So I straight up, I give myself a little excuse on this one because it's like the part electric. So it's very, very quiet when I'm parked and it's in drive still.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I'll put it in park, but I forget to turn the car off and I just walk away.
Well, it still does a lot of things to me when I'm getting out.
Okay.
And so I just take it all, check the back seat. Like it has all these little messages. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cute.
So it's like,
But it's literally going.
it's not happy with you.
Now keep in mind, it's been 3.5 hours since I've been there.
I'm surprised nobody said something.
Well, I don't know if they knew.
Oh, like they don't know if that's your car?
It was just like this faint. I don't know, man. But again, there's only 4 cars in the parking lot over there. I'm like, is that me?
Yeah. I've done that where I did it once with just a gas car. I don't even know what happened. This was in like 2018. I got out of my car. I was going to the gym. I got out of my car, locked it and everything, and then just went and worked out. For some reason, didn't turn the car off, came back to my car, and I was like, oh, my car's running. That's weird. And I was like, oh, I'm really dumb. I left this thing running for like 2 hours.
Yeah, your boy left it in drive.
That's exactly what mine's doing right now.
That's why I wasn't. That's it. At the end of the day, that's why I'm not making fun of you.
I'm only making fun of the communication style. That's like the car is what the car is, right? Like that. My issue was like, I don't know if this car is on or not. I don't know because when you first said my vehicle won't start, and then you're
That's
like,
not very nice, Eric.
And then you're like, oh, it's on, and I'm like, oh, maybe he got to start. See, very confusing.
Of course, Shane bolded it.
What did he say? If I had a choice between you three, who could communicate? That's not true at all. DV's a great communicator.
Hey, like at all?
Yeah, I mean, you must be new, Eric, because Shane is definitely the one that can't land the plane.
And man, he's got me mixed up because at some point I'm just going to tell you exactly what the frick is going on. I have the least amount of patience.
Josh said he left his on during a 10-hour shift once, so that's good. That's longer than both of us.
Yeah, so I feel better. I wonder.
I think it's happened. I think it just happened.
Shout out to the people that make vehicles when you leave your car and drive that it still doesn't roll.
So I always put the parking brake on. That's like a habit that I do.
I don't even know where mine is.
It was. So I guess
that's the one with the 2 circles in the P. And
yeah. Yep.
I don't mess with it.
Yeah, I always put the parking brake on. I don't know why. What is that noise?
He's eating candy.
Can you turn your mic off, Shane?
Shane is a 4-year-old. What are you eating over there, champ?
I'm eating crackers. I need a little wine, little crackers today.
You got plenty of wine.
I just heard this like crinkling. I was like, what is that noise?
Bless your heart.
Shane.
I'm still mad at you yesterday, Shane, over this stupid meat sandwich. But I feel bad for you today because you're kind of schlepping around a little bit.
I'm not like in the most happy mood.
Yeah.
Just eating crackers
But
with
that's
the
okay,
mic
though.
on.
Okay. Let it.
Maybe
let it
I need a
go.
little cheese with that, maybe.
Sorry. I just like,
You good, bud?
I think I'll be all right.
God, he dropped this. I feel bad.
I already did the nice thing today. I gave him a ride, so I can be mean now. That's how it works, right?
You were mean in the whole text strand.
I was asking for clarity. That wasn't mean.
3 times.
He didn't answer the first 2. I have to ask the third. That's not on me.
His last response was yes.
Like, I had point blank asked 3 times at that point. I need an answer.
Oh man,
That's
totally on me. Yes, it is.
Yes, Lance. Happy Veterans Day to those of you who have served. We
Man,
appreciate
exactly.
you. Shout it out. Happens to be one of my best friend's birthdays today as well. Shout out Busky. Happy birthday.
What is today?
11/11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they all get away from me.
Well, I sometimes I have my brother-in-law is born on 11/14, and I know one of them's Veterans Day and the other one's not, so like I forget sometimes which one's which.
Every year I just try to get to November.
Hey,
like
made it.
Like
Way to go.
so far.
We're like halfway through. You made it to November. I don't know what's going to happen in November, but you made it to November.
Man, September, October is a crapshoot. It's all good. Wow, the real BP, Navy.
Thank you for your service, Real
03 to
BP.
09.
Appreciate you.
Dad was a Marine. Lance was in town yesterday. He didn't even say what up, but he was busy.
Oh, does he not live here?
No, he's a Lincolnite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He didn't give me a vest either. Do you think he should have given me that
A vest. Oh, the
red
one he
one.
was wearing?
Yeah.
I mean, that did look like it was your size.
I got a rock. I need that. Lance, put me in touch with your people. I know him really well. Is he like making them now? Is he in the apparel business?
Lance?
No, it was. Can I say, Lance, who it was from? I don't think it's that big of a deal. It was from Mike Osborne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
T.O.'s son.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I have never seen a red sleeveless. That thing was sweet.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Did it have the white N on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need that. I got a lot of black and gray in my life. I don't wear a ton of red. Do you see Coach Rule's shoes?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Coach Campbell were rocking them. They were a little shiny for me. Like I told Kyle he needed to scuff them up a little.
See, I like the patent leather. I like.
Yeah,
the
you have
I have a couple.
Yeah, that. They were a little bright for me, but the design was.
They were pretty. So I've got a pair of the all red Jordan 11s that are one of my favorites that have the red, and then the Jordan 13s that have the black patent leather on them.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what happens when you don't have kids.
Yeah, and you're a dink.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Listen, it's just it's all just like childhood wish fulfillment. It's like I wanted those when I was a kid. I wanted those when I was a kid, and we couldn't get them, so I buy them now.
Of the bizarro things that happened in the last 96 hours.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nussmeier getting benched, Lagway getting benched, Dable getting fired after giving the Giants hope on the season with Jackson Dart.
Out of those three, least surprising is Lagway.
I thought you'd say Dable. You've been calling for his head for a year and a half.
That he's second, for sure. The only thing that
it's Nussmeier.
Nussmeier's the most shocking, for sure. You tried to tell.
I tried to tell you.
You're like, I don't. Although you wouldn't have said he was going to get benched.
No, but I didn't get.
You didn't get the number one pick, Heisman.
It's like I have no idea what these people are watching.
Yeah,
like he's not good. Like just not good.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be better than he is right now. Like I thought he would be better than getting benched for sure.
Who are you tanking for? Absolutely no one. Mendoza?
I guess I guess. I have no idea.
Is Mendoza the number one pick in the 2026 draft?
I mean, that's sort of the current consensus is that he would be the number one pick.
So Lagway will come back. Does Nussmeier?
I would. I don't know if it's at LSU, but depends who they hire.
You on crack?
Depends on who they hire. You never know. We know nothing about who's going to be on that team next year currently.
He can't make it. The fans will kill him.
Okay. All right.
He can't go back to Baton Rouge.
Maybe he'll go to Miami. That seems to work out for them every year.
Dude, is Fran Brown nuts?
Yeah, a little bit.
I got to ask. So, you know who his boy is? You know that's Coach
Rule's boy, yeah. Because there was a lot of people before he took the Syracuse job.
Well, that's how he's getting the Georgia guys.
Yeah, and they were talking about, hey, maybe he's the next DC, like when Rule first got hired. Because
Coach Brown is certifiable. I might have to hang out with him.
he seems like he listens to his Kenny a little bit more.
Super internal Kenny. He's probably different, like a different name.
Yeah.
Don't suggest any, because
I would never.
That's racist.
You can't pre-racist me. I didn't say anything.
But you would have. Yeah. So, and Cristobal is about that life too. So I could have totally seen, if you guys didn't see, when Miami had their foot on Syracuse's throat, there was this exchange between Fran Brown and Mario Cristobal from across the field, and the officials had to like kind of restrain. I don't want to exaggerate. Kind of restrain Cristobal.
Yeah, they had to.
And Fran Brown was like seriously about that life.
Yeah, no, he is.
His podcasts
I haven't listened to it.
Are nuts.
Is he crazy? Like full on?
I don't want to just throw that word around loosely.
He
seems like he
unhinged.
He seems like he will say whatever anybody, including himself, is thinking. Very little restraint.
Caden, you guys can't pre-hit me with the racism. I didn't say anything.
I've never even heard that term.
The pre-racism?
Yeah.
I think I just made it up because you're trying to be like, that's racist. I was like, I literally just said
just like, please don't give a suggestive name.
Well, Caden says Ravi was coming in with the Tyrone nickname, LOL.
Caden 12 can say it.
That's fine. I didn't, though. You can't put that on me. I didn't say anything.
I'm just. So, all right. So we have to factor in buyouts because Brian Kelly can't agree with that. Thing's got to come to an end here pretty soon.
Well, I guess they're trying to say they fired him for cause, which I don't know what that would be.
I don't know. There's some wild stories.
I mean, sure.
Action Jackson just chomping at the bit.
So that's an inside joke. That's on him, though, not me. I didn't do it.
It's fine.
No, you want to know what happened?
Do tell.
It's super racist for Austin, which makes me feel okay saying it. Kendall, thank you.
Why? Because he's non-minority?
Kendall, thank you for your service. No, because it's not me.
So selfish.
100%.
But oh God, that is you. Every day I say that's the most Ravi thing ever. Oh heck, bus roll that guy. It ain't me.
Now
that is another Ravi-esque thing.
You know exactly what you're getting every day.
Yeah.
So the other day,
Ravi David Duke.
Great shooter from Providence. Great shooter.
Oh, let's
So the other day, Andy, Supernova's Andy.
Yeah.
He works for us now, but that's how you know him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the team.
He
had some good people.
Was talking about his fantasy team, and he was talking about picking up. I can't remember the running back's name, but his first name was Tyrone. And out of nowhere, Austin, just out of nowhere, goes, Tyrone! And I was like, oh, my God. That's 100% a true story. It was out of unprompted. Like, Andy and I are just having this, like, should we pick this guy up on the waiver wire, whatever? Yeah. And he says, Tyrone, I can't remember the guy's.
I can see it.
And then just immediately, as soon as Tyrone gets out of Andy's mouth, Austin hits him with that. And he, like, shocked himself. He's like, oh, my God, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's how you know it's bad. When you have no filter over your racism, that's how you know. It
was incredible.
That's the most Action Jackson thing ever.
He caught himself, to be fair.
No.
That doesn't help?
No. Don't unring that bell. No, that's what we're on, I see.
I think Jack was a Marine. Thank you for your service, Jack.
Ooh, tough guy.
He says, Semper Fi to all my brothers, so I assume that's what he meant. Austin says, sorry, my Western Nebraska slipped out.
Now they don't want that label either. You see, dragging everybody. Now he's the Titanic. Just taking everybody down with you, huh, Action?
Christopher, Air Force 87 to 93. Thank you for your service.
Oh, let's go.
We got a lot in here.
Yeah.
Good for them.
How does Suave put up with Action Jackson? Do you think he just has a beat on his tendencies?
Oh, I think you do not have a beat on Rico at all.
I do now. I told you, he's I kicked him out of the family.
He is full on.
He came in here acting up one day.
Yeah. That's every day at the office.
Yeah.
That's just how he is.
I even told him. No, I did hit him with the baby feet thing. I'll own that. But I was momentarily excited he got to buy cheap shoes.
That was out of pocket.
What?
You go, Rico, what size shoes you have? He goes, 10.5. He goes, those are 4s.
I just was happy he could buy cheaper shoes.
It wasn't like, oh, really? I would have guessed like a 9. No, those are 4s.
I still think that needs context.
Does it? It was the first thing he said to him when he walked in. What context was there?
Didn't I like his PlayStation sweatshirt first?
I think you said that after trying to get it back.
Oh.
Trying to reel it back in.
No.
Much like on the show every morning, we try and reel it back in.
So who do you think's living there? So I can't add Kelly because he doesn't really have his money yet. He's going to be enjoying his best life.
He'll get minimum like 30 out of this.
So does Ball belong in any of the conversations of coaches that are going to enjoy their buyouts? Because Ball seems to be living his best life too. Can you imagine are we talking to Ben this week? Can you imagine being a Charlotte fan? Do you watch Ball?
LaMelo?
Yeah.
I try not to.
He plays like it's an and one mixtape.
It's how he's always played.
I get last year I was like, no, he must know he doesn't feel good. He's about to end his season. It's incredible. He gives zero cares.
It was this was the big debate with him because he played like this in high school, and you're like, oh, surely he'll figure it out. He played like this in New Zealand, and they're like, oh, surely he'll figure it out. It's why the Warriors didn't draft him, because they were just like, I don't think he's going to figure it out.
Like, every game is a party.
Every game is just – so I think I've talked to you about this before when I was coaching, where guys would be like, oh, I got 2 hours of work in, coach, and they're like in pajama pants and flip-flops. Yeah. He plays all of his games like he's getting his work in pajama pants and flip-flops, like with his backpack still on. You've seen guys do that, right?
Oh,
you've seen guys. They got the backpack on, and then they're wearing their flip-flops with socks on for some reason.
I'm not a backpack guy, so that automatically drives me crazy.
You've seen it, though, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
And they got the pajama pants on, and then they're just like, pretending like they're shaking up their buddy, and then they throw up a 30-footer that touches the sky, and they're like, got my work in, coach. And I'm like, did you?
It's probably not how you said it. But...
And that's how LaMelo Ball plays every game he's ever played in his entire life. And it's a credit to his talent that he's still in the NBA doing that. But it's also probably the thing that makes Ben McLaughlin want to throw his TV more than anything.
Oh.
Is LaMelo Ball's entire existence. Did Pat Costello bring that up to you today?
Yeah.
Because he was mad that people are always burying Jordan for ruining the basketball in Charlotte?
Yeah, because the clips are all over the clips are all over his network.
Oh, yeah.
The highlights. So it was fresh in his brain.
Oh, yeah. It's bad. It's bad.
I rewound one the other day.
You're like, was this before the whistle?
So he kept going behind his back, then he went between his legs, and he shot like a 31-footer. So you know how sometimes they'll shoot after the whistle?
That's what I was just going to say. Every shot he takes looks like it was after the whistle, and he's just like, chuck it.
Yeah, like
Luka last night when it's like an 80-footer.
No, I was thinking like your boy from Green Bay on the practice kick, and everybody's like WTH, and LaFleur's like, let's just run one more play and airmail one out of bounds. Is that cool, love? Like what? What was that?
Great clock management. Great clock management.
What are we doing? I'm telling you guys, clock management is directly correlated to the confidence you have in your quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know any other way to. We have all these. We'll watch it and we'll say, "Oh, he should have done this, and this." And I'm telling you, if coaches took 100% true serum and was like, "Well,
I didn't trust my QB, so here we are."
Yep. Or because I trust my QB, I did this.
Or
they are.
I don't trust my special teams, so
incredibly intertwined.
Yeah. 100%.
Good quarterback play. You know who never talked about bad quarterback or game management with?
Who's that?
Bill Belichick. Not when he had Tom Brady.
Nope. Sure wasn't.
Apparently Tom Brady was pretty good.
Didn't hear a lot of game management problems with the 49ers for like 15 years either. Early 80s to like mid-90s.
It's wild.
Pretty good there. You know, pretty good stretch.
I mean, you watched the end of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was barely conscious, not because it was late.
Green Bay has to be kicking themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, not just, and it wasn't even that drive.
Yeah, not just that drive, but they fumble near the end of the first half.
So we just
when they're going in or about to go in.
So we just go for it whenever.
Apparently,
and I get that's a Sirianni thing.
It's also a big NFL thing. Like nobody wants to take points anymore.
It was 4th and 6.
Nobody wants to take points anymore. Well, the analytics said I should go for it. The 0-0 game says get the points.
Dude, that thing was wild.
Like I don't understand.
Just living our best life.
Like I feel like people misuse analytics all the time.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand what they're actually telling them. It's like, yes, this is a large sample size. Your situation might be different. Maybe personnel, game situation. I don't know. Maybe it's 3-0 in Monday Night Football game. Maybe you should try and get points.
Dude, it's crazy.
Maybe
I thought it ruined baseball. It's even worse in football now.
Yes. No, it's so much worse in football. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
especially over the last 2-3 years.
I think.
Remember, and it started real subtle.
Well,
with,
yeah, 'cause-
with 2-point conversions.
well, it's 2-point conversions, and you had like Riverboat Ron.
like
And they're like, he's going for everything.
2-point conversions was controversial.
They're like,
and
oh.
Roethlisberger was like doing the statistical
He's
math.
going for 2 here. Ooh.
Now it's like 4th and 4 from your 31.
And people can't even agree on what the analytics even say anymore on 2-point conversions because they're like, well, they Stephen Young me. They're like, well, actually, the conversion rate on the points expected per 2-point conversion doesn't even. It's not what the percentages say. It's what the expected points are.
Do you need to blow your nose?
No, I'm okay.
That's the nose blowing guy.
That was the longest I've ever done the voice. I wasn't sure I could get out of it. I was a little scared. Much like Shane's car this morning, I was like, is it on or is it off? I can't figure it out. What's happening here?
Dude, it's just, and you know the funny thing about it is to the point, Traven's point about like field goal kickers, they're making them from like 100 yards.
That's the thing.
now.
They're better than they've ever been.
Like,
They're better than they've ever been. And they're like,
just-
we don't like field goals
guys
anymore.
just trot out to kick a 60-yarder, and it's like, oh, I think he'll make that.
What game was I watching where they're like, yeah, you just have to, was it the Rams? Or like,
Wait,
just
you
have to get to the 50. They're like, the line was at the 50. I was like, what? I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Get to midfield and you're done.
yeah, it is.
That's like a first down and you're there. Like, oh, kick your field goal now. What are we doing?
Oh.
But no, kickers are better than they've ever been. And we're just like, no, we don't believe in field goals anymore.
Hey, before I get to the presser yesterday and Creighton Gonzaga tonight, do you want to set the lineup? Because I have one more question to ask you about you being mean-spirited.
Well, there's probably a lot of questions about me being mean-spirited.
This one's legit, though.
It's like, where did it come from? Because my mom's so nice. Brett Ciancia coming up at 8 o'clock from Pick 6 Previews. At 9, we'll talk to Will Back as he covers college football for us. And Ty Schalter covers the NFL for Pride of Detroit. We rescheduled Ty from yesterday. Had a little mix-up on the times. We'll
so
be
you
back,
said
though.
you said 3:30 and not 9:30, Shane?
No, 8:30.
8:30.
Oh, why didn't he say, am I still on? And when it was like 8:35. Because it's not his responsibility, it's ours.
Yeah, apparently.
Or,
Yeah,
never mind. I'm not going to do that right
apparently.
now. Not going to do that right now. It's fine.
So,
What's your question? Will
It-
Back is from CBS Sports, by the way. I apologize.
in
I forgot
our
that.
group text with Maddie DeMarino.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel it was necessary to double down on him not sharing the news with you?
100%. Yeah, I did. Felt it was extremely necessary.
I felt like you needed a little more discretion.
No, him and I had a long phone conversation about it.
Oh, okay.
So,
And he knew you were mad.
he knew I thought it was BS. Yeah.
And he didn't tell you?
Yeah.
Why does he so that would be, I wouldn't tell you.
You should.
I would die right in front of you before I told you anything was wrong with me.
If you died right in front of me, I think I'd figure it out. I'd be
After.
like,
I'm not going to be no. So I rocked with it. That's why when he said,
Austin, are you available tomorrow? That's
wow. You're just imagining it, weren't you?
well, I have to go 911 first to be like, but while they're on their way, I got to check in with Action Jackson and see if he's. No, I
tell my coaching staff.
No, I'd be mad at you too.
Once every 2 weeks, I'm like, always lift up my sweatshirt that says DNR.
Just get it tattooed.
Do not resuscitate.
I'm not trying to live like no, we don't have to get morbid here. I'm not trying to live like that either. But
like,
No.
why did you double down?
first of
buddy?
all, I would be mad at you too.
Oh, I know.
Like,
That's fine.
if you're in the hospital, your ass better tell me, and not because we work together.
50-50 problem. But anyway,
It's fine.
So-
you know, if I don't get a text from you once a day, I'm starting to hunt down your family.
so
Like, I will.
So
I'll
Matt
hit
knew
Jay.
that you were because he go. See how hard it or see how easy that was just to let us know
Yeah.
you're okay.
So I had a whole conversation. We had a whole we were on the phone for like an hour and a half. Like,
Jeez.
listen, we're friends, and I was concerned about him, and it took like 90% of that to figure out what had happened.
Yeah.
So I had told him, I was like, yeah, you should, we're your best friends. You need to tell us when you're in the hospital and frankly might die. Like, it was pretty touch and go there for a minute.
Yeah, his brother had me freaked out.
Yeah. So the first interaction, so I started in a very bad place. Let's start there. Because Jacob texted me last week.
Would you tell people what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I did
Shane, would you?
If I had my phone, I suppose.
Everybody's different.
could.
Everybody's different.
Okay, you should tell the people closest to
I
you
don't know, man.
that you might die. Like, that's, I think, a reasonable.
I don't know.
So here's what I told him. I go, well, I'll set the whole story. So Jacob texted me last week. He goes, have you heard from DeMarinis in a day or so? And immediately that puts me into like, oh shit mode, basically, right? And so I call him immediately. I say no, and I call him immediately, and his brother picks up. I think it's him at first because they sound similar. And I go, oh, hey, buddy, what's going on?
Shane, bold that. Lance may never say that again.
And he goes, oh, this is Matt's brother, and my heart sank. Like I was
very similar.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about,
very
unfortunately.
Similar conversation.
So like I am just like in that moment, I'm like, oh.
I thought it was Matt.
So did I. And then he goes,
I was like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you feeling?
Exactly what I did.
He's like,
this is his brother. And I go, oh no. Like immediately, like my heart like is in my stomach. And so I'm in a bad way immediately. And then his brother kind of explains to me like, hey, like Matt just had surgery.
Because I gave you the update the next day, right? And you're like,
you told me, yeah, because we had both talked to him independently.
yeah, because I felt like I talked to him for kind of a while.
Yeah, I only talked to him for a couple minutes because you know what I was trying to do? I was embarrassed because I was trying to remember if he had told us he was going to have surgery and I was just a bad friend.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Like, because
that's fair.
Yeah, and so I was.
At least you're being. Yeah, I tell him myself all the time.
I was embarrassed that I may have forgotten that one of my best friends was having surgery, and so I tried to get as much information as I could, and I got off the phone as fast as I could after I figured out like, okay, hey, he's going to be in the hospital for a week. Something serious must be going on. Whatever. So Matt calls me back the next day because
they even have the same cadence.
It was weird. Like it was uncanny. Like I was 100% sure it was Matt when he picked up the phone. So Matt calls me back the next day. And Flan shows up in the middle of it, so he hangs up and has to call me back after Flan is talking to him for a couple hours. Because Flan is everybody at Creighton has been incredible to him. Like kudos to the athletic department for appreciating what Matt does. But he calls me back the next day, and I'm like, hey man, like you should probably tell your best friends.
Is that how you said it?
Kind of. I started off reasonably nice, I think, if I remember right. It's possible I didn't. He could correct me. But I remember starting off nice before I got snarky.
Because he's in the rotation, so I want to make sure that, like...
No, him and I are good. Like, yeah. Listen, we survived exes together, and we ended up still being friends. Like, his ex and my ex were best friends. That's how we met originally.
Yeah.
And we survived, and they didn't, so, like, we're good.
Okay.
Like, that's an unbreakable thing right there.
Shane, when are we starting our Nebraska Creighton?
You said you wanted to start that after.
Well, Numbnuts did. I said ASAP. He gave a tentative date. So what did you decide? Not by Numbnuts. I don't mean to call you Numbnuts. I meant Rob.
You meant what you meant. It's fine.
Well, never mind. Just answer the question.
I was reading Hot Danger's thing.
Dude,
I am focused.
Listen to me say focus. That's rich.
We can start it whenever you want. I just had it down. Start after Thanksgiving, which was.
I think I said after Thanksgiving.
No, that's too far.
Okay, we can do whatever you want.
Now? Do you know all this basketball is going on? That's too far away. Okay. That's another 2 weeks.
Okay, we can start whenever you want.
Shane, next week.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Went Creighton, Nebraska, Omaha.
Anyway, I had this conversation with Matt, and I go
after Thanksgiving. Freaking Creighton plays Gonzaga tonight during a bye week. I think we have some things we can talk about.
I mean, I'm fairly certain you and I will address it.
I'm gonna punch you right in the
It's
face.
not like neither of us watch basketball.
Shut up.
Anyway, so I'm telling Matt, I was like, hey, bud, why didn't you tell anybody?
Again, that's not probably your tone.
I can't remember. I really can't.
Dude, is it any shock that Husker Dominator, what did he say?
He said DNR tattoos are not binding in Nebraska or most states. Medical professionals won't follow them.
So what about a sign?
Yeah, can I like hang a sign around my chest that's like signed by my doctor? Vogler says, 100% agree, Ravi. Men are horrible about sharing. It's a problem. See?
Well,
the Voglers are on my side, and they're tough guys.
He's like my spirit. That dude checks on me every 5 minutes, so I know how he thinks.
Those are tough guys, so I like those guys.
Hey, Les offered to like round up the posse to go hunt down annoying Twitter people. He's like, man, I know some tough cowboys.
I like
I was like, Les, you're my dude.
I like Les. It was brothers Lauren, right? I like both of them.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
I like them both.
You could tell they're probably opposites.
Yeah, I think they've got a little bit
Because
different
I went to a get
personalities.
together at Les's. This was in the summer, and I met his. I'm like, oh my god, this is different.
Yeah,
Lot.
like them both though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But point of the story was, I was like, Matt, you need to tell people when something.
Did he agree or did he not?
So his thing was, I didn't know how.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I was like, well, and I was trying to be genuine, which is hard for me. I said, well, when I had my eye thing, I obviously, like, my wife and my mom knew. I asked my mom to tell a handful of people. Like,
You danced around not telling me why you couldn't go to Big Ten Media Days. I had to ask.
Well, I mean the original eye thing.
Oh,
like when it was like,
oh yeah,
when
bad.
it was like bad.
Yeah.
But I go, I told him, I was like, and then I just put it on the internet. Like I was like, I put it on Facebook. So I was like, if people want to know.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a social media person.
I am not.
He is more so than you are. And I was like, I took the easy way out. I was like, I put it on social media. If people care to check, like they'll find it. And then it's not on me anymore. For me, it was like a culpability thing. Like once it's public, then it's no longer my responsibility to tell you.
I did my part.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're weird. But okay.
But I was like, hey, yeah, Maddie.
For once, the chat agrees with you.
Next time, I need you to tell your best friends that you're going to be in the hospital having life.
When Jacob Padilla is
procedures.
breaking news.
When Jacob Padilla is concerned about something.
That's a problem.
I was like, we started in a tough spot. That's all I'm going to say. But yes.
Oh, shoot.
If any of you in the chat, you especially, because I know I'm pointing at you. Not that one. Well, him too.
No, you hear me? I'm not.
But like, hey, if something's going on, tell your friends you're going to be in the hospital. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal to tell them.
Like Bill Cosby, have a Coke and a Pop-Tart.
I'm not going to make that joke.
And all these hoes laughing like so funny.
Oh, man. All right. I'm better.
So Ken's been resuscitated a couple times. So
wait, he has?
Yeah, he said he would. He's been resuscitated and he likes being alive. So there's like a certain age.
Hot danger.
Yeah, I
said
I'm gonna pass on commentary.
So when's the statute limit? Is it ever
on Cosby?
Yeah,
like when you can like him again, or I don't.
No, I'll probably never like him again. But like, we probably just shouldn't do jokes.
I mean,
okay, it's one just about rolled off.
Yeah, listen. It's dicey for me because
I don't want my mom mad at me, so
I don't have a great sense of what is and isn't appropriate in a joke.
Did I tell you how when I invited her for dinner the other day, she said no?
No.
Yeah, I was like, she said, well, I can't today.
She give you a reason?
Well, I joked, and she didn't. I go, you got a date? And she gave me like a laughy emoji. I'm like, well, huh?
You're like, I'm going to need a yes or no here.
You going to answer the question?
It's like Shane. Be like, yes or no.
She now she might have. I mean, my nephew takes good care of her, so they might have been eating together.
Brandon?
Yeah, like, how are you not?
You just got to give me hey, I'm having a.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Come on now.
Oh, well, again, laughy emoji. Big emoji person. Big emoji person.
I got to say, that was the most confusing part about Shane's text this morning. The thumbs up followed by a winky emoji. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I want to move on because I have a lot of hot takes today, like the rest of
Let's get them out.
Local media. Did you mean the winky emoji? Because
that one fell out of place.
I'm going to tell you, I looked at that and can I say this?
Yeah.
I looked at that and it was off-putting. I'm like, number one, you're too old for that. Number two, it's not your girl.
I was going to say, can I just be honest?
Careful.
Unless that's your particular preference, which is totally fine. Grown men probably shouldn't winky face emoji each other.
Did you mean to? It just seemed
It's
kind
not
of
a winky face emoji.
No, it was 100%. It was like a smirking winky face, which is even worse.
What is it, Shane?
It's a frown.
That's not a frown.
That's a frown.
Sir.
Are you on PCP?
No.
Let's go here. Let's.
Shane, okay. I feel. Let's just leave
okay,
it. I
so-
feel better.
That's not a frown.
No, I'm well aware. I could.
I'm
see
gonna
the same
screenshot this and put it on the.
He said screen poop it
I
because
didn't.
that's what he thinks
So,
in your dissertation.
When I text a girlfriend, she uses emojis, so I use emojis back, and sometimes they just pop up, and it probably just went there.
Oh.
Okay, so what's the deal about the frowny face? You just lied to us or what?
No, I mean it was. I was frowning. I was
No,
not
but you
very
said it
happy.
was a frowny face.
It is a frowny face.
No, it's
Not a
certainly not.
frown.
I'm
Not
gonna
a
send
frowny
this to AJ right now so he can put it up on the screen so people can decide whether or not it's a
Why are
frowny
you just
face or
gonna
not.
roll the dude?
Oh my goodness.
Because I will not stand here for
Look at Lance.
any
Shameful, isn't it?
sane person to think that that's a frowny face. All right, Austin and Rico.
No,
Rico
we're
already
not
put it
even
up there.
friends with them right now.
Austin and Rico.
We're not rocking
So-
with either one of them.
I always rock with those two because they're mean just like me.
They could put it up there, but I'm just gonna take it down.
It's fine. I'm with Scott too. So that's the Alex Singleton story on a rando drug test.
Yeah, found the
They catch
cancer.
the testicular
Yeah.
cancer
Oof.
on a random drug test.
Wild. Absolutely wild. Also, kudos for him for speaking out about it. I guess
Singleton?
it's not an easy thing to talk about.
So I know what you're trying to do right now.
No, I'm not.
Do you want to say, see, they share?
Unrelated.
Coincidental.
His is a public service to people to say, hey, make sure you're like, if you see anything weird, if you feel anything weird, like go talk to somebody, right? The other thing is Matt not knowing how to interact with his friends.
I
But
know what you're doing.
I'm not. I'm just saying, well, maybe for you a little bit, like, hey, when you're like, oh no, I haven't felt right for 3 weeks. It's like, go see a doctor, DB. But that's all.
All I hear is wah, wah, wah.
Big Charlie Brown guy.
Yes, actually.
We watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving every year.
Although I think if you watch it in 2025, it absolutely will not age well. Charlie Brown's is the Friends of the cartoon world.
Austin said, I've seen the Shane text. He was 100% flirting with Ravi.
Dude, he's wild.
There it is. See, that's not a frown. That's
Well,
not a
what does
frown.
it look like?
That's a wink and a smirk.
It's a smirk.
It's a wink and a smirk.
Are you sure that was the text? That looks AI.
Did I send you the Jerry Jones one?
Yes.
It's outside of the Mr. Rogers ones. That's the funniest one.
I
of
love
the last
the
week.
Mr. Rogers with Tupac.
Have you seen the ones with Eazy-E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the ones with Bob Ross
Dude, I take that back. That's my jam.
because I love both of those guys.
So I'm out on Bob Ross.
Really?
And I always was, but he's like a thing again.
Why are we on Bob Ross?
I don't blame the kids. I
So
blame you.
my mom would literally come downstairs
Mhm.
and she'd say, either why are you sitting so close to the TV or don't sit so close to the TV. And I swore up and down, even as a kid,
Mhm.
there's no way he's painting that from scratch. So I was trying
You're
to
trying to,
find
like-
the outline and the numbers that he was using.
You're like investigating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was inquisitive as a child too.
I'm
And
glad-
so I would literally, I'm like, that's back when I could see. I was like, how's he doing that? There's no way he knew that was going to be the color that was going to. Oh, he's cheating. There's a one. He's using all the brown for ones. And she'd come down and Damon, back up from that television. Your eyes will go bad. I'm like, look, Mom, this dude's not really painting this. Like, I just want to know.
I think he was actually painting it.
I do not. To this day, I'm out on Bob Ross.
To this what?
For real.
To this day?
No, the afro was fire, Traven.
I thought that's what you were going to go. I thought you were going to say he was culturally appropriating the hair.
No, I don't mind the natural.
Okay.
He might be some mixology in the old
Like a bartender?
family tree. You understand how
Oh.
alleles work, right?
Aaliyah?
R.I.P. There's a lot of pillaging and looting going on.
Pour
Even
one
then.
out. Rico says, I've sent that emoji to my wife, and now we have 3 kids.
Okay. Dude, he is wild.
Is that what happened to your eyes? You sat to the TV too much?
You had to come back and get that?
Somebody said it in the chat. I thought it was funny.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened. I can see far away. That's fine.
So, yeah, somebody did ask me, like, how come, like, the guy that needs binoculars to see his computer screen, how come he doesn't need anything to see the football field? And I was like, his far vision is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just right in front of his face.
Kennedy had B-Max binoculars, so he used my binoculars during the game.
Yeah.
I only used the binoculars for pregame.
What do you use them for in pregame?
Because sometimes the difference between like an 88 or an 86 or a 23 and a 26 or whatever, like I want to see. And then I'm always looking at how can I say this? How the snaps are being handled when field goal kickers are warming up.
Sure. Yeah. How the holders are dealing with it.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
Were you really
guys
trying to avoid the term ball handling there?
Yes. Because you guys, that's what you guys do. I would have said.
What do you mean?
Because
what do you mean, you guys?
Because I know how you guys are. I was going to say I'm just trying to see how the balls are being held pregame, so I know if the mechanics are good. And everybody would have laughed and chortled and been all sort of stupid. So
would never have.
So I had to be very creative with how I said it.
I thought you did a great job.
So chokeable. You just have a chokeable face. You really do. I don't know how else to tell you.
Maybe that's why Dean Marinas didn't tell me he was in the hospital. He's like, if I tell him I have to choke this guy.
I could hear him saying his response.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But anyway, see, no, I'm not, Lance. No, I'm not.
Well, footballs.
It's not even true.
Like both football.
Should we take a break
Yeah,
before we get to my buddy?
We should take a break here. Yeah.
Now social media thinks he's my best friend.
You guys are tight.
He's like, you're not nice to anybody else. I'm like, I'm nice to everybody.
You probably would tell him if you went to the hospital. I'd just be out, hey, DB, where you at?
No, because he could fail me in person. I just keep him at a distance so I don't have to be disappointed.
Who do you want to get to?
Nope, commercial break.
We'll take a break
Let's
and then we'll get
break.
to Derek and see what his hypotheses are.
I like
Lance is going back to timeout.
I like
That's it. Gen Xers would know. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Do you know what movie that's from?
Dirty Dancing.
Very nice.
Yeah,
and you're not even an Xer.
I am not, but I've seen a few movies.
Well played.
From here, every now and then.
Lance, I need that vest, buddy. That's all I'm going to tell you. Take a break and get to Derek in Alliance. He wants to talk Ookla, the Golden Bears.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
I just said that.
With more Hurrdat Sports Live. I don't know. I got confused by Ookla.
At the end of that game, they started interviewing me, and I said, TJ, get over here. They don't want to interview me. TJ, they want to interview you. And TJ immediately starts to talk about Dylan. Then he immediately starts to talk about the brother playing for his brothers on the team. And then Emmett gets in, and Emmett talks about Dylan. Then he talks about TJ. Then he talks about the O-line. Then he talks about all the other guys. And so in today's day and age, to have a team that talks about each other and not just themselves is really, really, really hard to do. And so I'm very proud of the guys. That's not me. That's the team. And I hope our players in this bye week take a moment to see how far they've come personally and where they're headed, and also look at the examples of the guys on the team who waited their turn. It's very, 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 very hard, and it's very, very not in vogue anymore to wait your turn. Sometimes it's like, well, I'll just go here and do this, just go there. But guys like Emmett, and they had chances, they could have, but they stayed, and he deserves everything he's getting as long as everybody else. So really proud of the things that are happening. It should be a great bye week for us to get healthy, develop some young players, really look at each guy and what we can do to help them, and then continue to recruit.
Impact player right there. Like he
impacts the game in so many other ways other than scoring. Like his grit, his rebounding, he gets steals, deflections. He's just annoying. Like he's a guy that you hate playing against and love playing with. So I know he knows it too. Like he knows he doesn't have to score to impact the game, and like he did it today again. Like proved it again. He's so good at all those little things.
And he has like 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals.
Yeah.
So this is like a big thing.
Yeah, stuff the stat sheets other ways.
Yeah. And like I think he's with the deflections, and he helped us a lot with that. How many deflections we had?
I don't know.
Like it's close to 25, 30. So
yeah.
He hands active, everything active. So like he had a hell of a game.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That felt like it was on purpose, Shane.
That's what you get
here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Let's get to our guy Derek here real quick before we're joined by Brett Ciancia. Derek, what's going on, bud?
Hello.
Hello. What's up, D?
We're trying to bring back Western Nebraska after Austin is just pushing it down.
Just slander.
Yeah, he tried to broad stroke brush you, Derek.
Just slander.
Tell him that's they don't.
Yeah.
Tell him
Yeah,
figure
very
it out.
rude.
Exactly. Action Jackson.
One of your own too. That's tough.
Right around the
He's
corner.
from Sydney.
I'll say there is some Sydney Alliance beef, right?
We're starting it right now. If there is.
Well, if there wasn't, there is now. What's up, D?
Yeah. So I think that the game plan this week was my favorite one by far for the whole year. It seemed like the offense against UCLA, they just took all the plays that haven't worked so far this year, and they said, what if we don't run those plays? What if we run the plays that we think have worked? And they said, our best player is our running back. We should get him the ball all the time. So that's what I think for that. My favorite couple of plays that they did, one was when they ran the quarterback sneak with Harburg, they did not, it wasn't in a jumbo set. So everyone was spread out. They had a little more room to get through there.
Yeah.
And then my favorite stat for the week, do you want to take a guess at how many 2nd and 10s or worse Nebraska had the whole game?
0.
Close. They had 1. We lost 3 yards on that one play when we had 3rd and 13 on that series. But other than that, we had no incompletions or negative plays on first down, which just makes the game look real easy when that happens.
So, Derek, let me ask you something, Derek, because this is like the easy narrative. So people will say, hey, TJ Lateef, for what Nebraska has on their roster, is the better quarterback because of, and then, of course, you'll inevitably get Nebraska's offensive tackle play. And I always say, whose onus does that fall on? Is that Dylan's fault? Is that because we think Lateef is better? Is that on Coach Holgerson? Or do you even believe that? Because whatever the answer is, I think there's a way in which you could run an offense that doesn't stress the tackles that could still use Dylan as a quarterback. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think that it has taken a while for them to figure out how to believe that they couldn't run plays that would stress the tackles too much. Like when sequence I come back to is when we got sacked 3 times in a row when we tried to run play action. And that, like, after we got over that, then the offense has changed. I think that the TJ, the benefit for him is there were a couple plays this week where if Dylan was there, it might have been a sack, but instead it was a 5-yard gain because he got out.
Okay.
At least depending on the game. Like Dylan against Minnesota definitely would have been a sack. Dylan against like Northwestern, maybe not. But I think that the overall quarterback play, you just have to play a little bit more to the strength than it seems like this game, the reads were easy.
Okay,
It's also hard to tell because it's UCLA.
All right, Derek, since everybody thinks we're super close.
Good context on that last part there.
Yeah, I do like that at the tail end. Let me ask you something. What do you think, or is there a difference between playing to Dylan's strengths and playing to TJ's strengths? And is it
okay,
different than playing to your offensive line strengths?
That's what I was going to say, is that the offensive line, as it's currently constructed, just does so much better at run blocking. And I'm not going to. I don't necessarily think. I like to say pass protection rather than offensive line, because sometimes it seems like it's not just the line; it's a whole combination of like. Here also, this is a good hypothesis for you. Do you like the Swiss cheese model of disasters?
I'm not familiar. Educate me.
All right.
Maybe I am.
So basically it says that in order to have something really bad, like a nuclear disaster or something, there has to be like 5 different things that go wrong. And they all have to happen at the same time in those systems. So in pass blocking, like, especially if you look at the times where we get sacked when it's a 3-man rush, usually there's 4 things that went wrong. Like there's miscommunication, then the back didn't make the block, then Dylan held the ball too long, then somebody ran the wrong route. Like, if any one of those things don't happen, it might not be a sack. So I think that the pass protection weakness makes us play a certain way in order to avoid that. And if it's going to be a run heavy way, then I think adding that extra quarterback run dimension helps a little bit. If it's going to be, you could play it a pass heavy way, but you have to stay away from throwing low percentage balls, because as soon as you get behind the sticks, then you have to throw a slightly longer developing play in there.
Derek, at the risk of ruining our relationship, I want to ask, because sometimes you can know too much about your partner. Derek, have you ever coached before?
I have not really coached other than like little kid.
Okay.
stuff.
So you're a fan who's taken some time to just get pretty smart.
Yeah, I've never been a football coach. The last time I played was high school.
Interesting.
I just see it.
See, he's in category 2.
So that's what I was saying.
He's in category 2.
It is possible.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Good call from Derek. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he's like 5 for his last 5. He's Ohtani in the playoffs.
He's on a heater. You like Ohtani now or no?
He's okay. Oh. I like Derek.
Let's get to Brett Ciancia of Pick Six.
I like
Previous.
Brett.
I like Brett as well. He's joining us now. Brett, how we doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
It's a lot of armchair therapy, Brett, as you can imagine. As we, the backup quarterback is always the most popular person. So we have the fan base and media has taken this every which way but loose between TJ and Dylan. It's fascinating.
Yeah, well, it helps to start out with a debut victory. Helps to start out with 4 straight scoring drives to start your career. That's pretty solid. And, I thought he played pretty well. Very effective passing, 13 for 15. It was really the Emmett Johnson show, though, the workhorse running back. And he took over the Power 4 rushing champ lead right now. So heck of a season by him. And defense was timely when they needed it. So the great team win there. Nebraska really needed to bounce back and get that W. So, of course, you're going to have those calls all week now with talking about the quarterback spot. And credit to Lateef for putting his name in the hat.
Let me ask you something. If you don't count victory formations, which you always want to be able to do, Nebraska, in essence, had 50 plays, 28 points, the drive success rate. What kind of efficiency how would you categorize that kind of offensive efficiency in points per play?
Yeah, seriously, because a lot of times games are going way more snaps than that for the offense. I mean, I think
just 54 snaps. And again, if you don't count victory formation or killing it at the half, 50 plays.
Yeah, so 28 points off of 50 plays, that's over a 0.5 points per play. That would be top 25 caliber right there. So Nebraska on the season is 0.5 points per play, and that's 25th. So they're above their average last week against UCLA. So, yeah, I mean, per play, very efficient. The offensive line run push, that's also a per play metric I have, top 40. And the touchdown to pick ratio, top 20. So I like to look at a lot of these stats per play, like you said, to account for pace. So, yeah, very efficient performance Saturday.
Brett, as you I want to talk about Emmett Johnson here real quick, because it seems like he's been lost a little bit until Matt Rule brought him up quite a bit yesterday in this whole backup quarterback talk. You mentioned he took over the Power 4 lead in rushing this past week. When you're looking at things like first team All Big Ten running back, or Doak Walker finalist, or first team All American, like where does he stack up in your mind in those categories?
Yeah, well, a couple key weeks still to go, but I think if you're looking at the Big Ten, you have him along with the Michigan running backs. That'd be the top of my list right now. Antoine Raymond at Rutgers just put up a huge game. I think
Quietly.
It was 240 yards. I think it was the third biggest game of the year by any Power 4 back. But no, the consistency from Johnson over the course of the year, 11 touchdowns already. It's more than one per game. Pretty high average per carry, 5.6. So if you're looking at an all Big Ten, I think you'd look at the Michigan guys and Emmett Johnson. Now, if you go national, start to look at All-American talk and all of that. If you're looking at the rushing champs, you got Johnson's number 1, Ahmad Hardy from Missouri number 2, and Jeremiah Love is ascending right now. He was great last year, obviously, and maybe a slower start to the season, but he's really coming on strong. So, plenty of candidates. Maybe even Cameron Dickey. I got to see him this weekend at Texas Tech. I was down there live, and he's a tough runner, pass game and run game. So, there's plenty of candidates, and Emmett Johnson's certainly in the mix.
It's interesting. I want to go to Love here for a second, just because you and I talked about this a week ago, and after we got off the phone with you, I was like, why did I keep focusing on November 15th games with him? But this is on full display, and this is in spite of Narduzzi's weird comments about it's this game must win, and Notre Dame's not in the ACC, and they need to win the next two. He's kind of curmudgeonly at his pressers anyway. But how important on the national scale do you think a game like this is for a guy like Love?
Yeah, it's huge because Notre Dame has been a little bit out of the national spotlight since those opening two. I think a lot of the public watched them the first 2 weeks when they lost to Miami, lost to A&M. And in the background, quietly, they've been just destroying every team in their path. And that's really when Jeremiah Love has heated up in the rushing category. I mean, 100-yard games against Purdue, Boise, a 200-yard game against USC, another 150-yard game against BC. So he's really heating up. And this is where in crunch time, a ranked matchup, a college game day matchup, he's got to really show out if he wants to make All-American and be in this Heisman race. And, he's got a good case for it, but these are the important ones. These are the ones that you remember, the ranked matchups.
I want to kind of talk about some guys that haven't necessarily performed well this season. DB asked me an interesting question, and I'll put a little twist on it. What would have surprised you the most this year? Having DJ Lagway be benched, having Garrett Nussmeier be benched, or just the underwhelming nature of Arch Manning in general?
I think the most shocking there would have to be Nussmeier being benched, because you have a multi-year starter, a really veteran guy, a guy that was talked out of going pro to return to LSU and make this championship run. So it seemed like he was the veteran, the team leader kind of guy. So to see him get benched last week against Alabama, that was shocking. A guy like DJ Lagway, I had high expectations too. But again, that was only based off a handful of starts as a true freshman in 2024. So, and an injury lingering all off season, all spring. So if you had told me that wouldn't have worked out, I could maybe have rationalized and thought about maybe an injury or just a young guy. But the Nussmeier deal, that is shocking, the way that they have regressed on offense this year. And Arch, the jury's still out a little bit. I know he really struggled in September. But when you look at it now and the dust has settled, they're 8-2. They're firmly in the race there for a playoff spot. And he's got 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. It seems like he's improved since September. Now, I would say Nussmeier is the most shocking.
So we've had some coaches, kind of be asked about the coaching carousel, and we get great quotes from Power 5 head coaches like Steve Sarkisian that say, "Who are you going to hire?" Are you surprised that coaches in that position are so candid about kind of what we all think? Sark just said it. Who are you going to hire?
Yeah, it is shocking to see, some of these comments, because even just a couple of years ago, everyone was so guarded with their answers. We called it coach speak, very almost like politicians, the way they would answer all the questions perfectly. And then some guys like Lane Kiffin have started to shake it up a little bit and be, kind of funny, kind of a troll. But personalities like that, we love to have in college football. And yeah, so Sark just being candid there. It's true, though, because there's so many open seats now on the carousel. You got, 10 Power 4 jobs open. And a lot of the guys are going to go after are still coaching, and are going to be coaching into the playoff into January. So it presents a really tough logistical problem here. I know that Cignetti signed the extension, but use him as an example. Say you wanted to hire him and he was playing late into January. How's that going to work? I mean, they lose out on the recruiting cycle. Even that transfer cycle will be closing up. So I don't know logistically and timing-wise how they're going to all figure this out.
So, Brett, as you're kind of looking through, you see Indiana struggle with a game Penn State team last week. We've seen Georgia struggle. Maybe Ohio State looks like the best team in the country. Where does the line for you get drawn as far as how many teams can win a national championship?
That's a great question. I think I could get behind 6 different teams. I'll give you them. I think Ohio State right now is number 1 by far. I think that they are fully developed on both sides of the ball, playing perfect football. That's my number 1. Indiana, I have number 2. They have destroyed everybody all season up until the Iowa game. They won by 5, and then this gut check out in State College. And you got to credit them for surviving and winning. It is still college football. So that's my top 2. I'd go A&M 3. I mean, yet again, another undefeated team. They seem to have a dynamic offense and Mike Elko's defense. I would go Texas Tech number 4, and I know that they are nowhere near that in the polls, but I've followed them all season.
They bullied BYU. I was talking to Coach, like we were just having this conversation in Los Angeles, Brett. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah,
I was he was shocked at how physically imposing Texas Tech was against a physical BYU team.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to see it live there in Lubbock, and this defense is for real. This defense is national champion caliber, really. You got Jacob Rodriguez making a Heisman push at linebacker, David Bailey, another All-American on the defensive line. He's the nation's sack leader. Just a really aggressive defense. Yeah, they shut BYU out off the scoreboard until a few minutes left in the game. So, pair that with a solid offense and passing attack. I think Texas Tech, the way they've destroyed almost everybody on their schedule, I'd have them number 4. Bama 5, just the way they continue to grind out these ranked SEC wins. It's a gauntlet, and they just seem to continue to win and survive. So that'd be my top 5. I think that those 5 can go the distance. I'll also throw Georgia in there just because I know that the talent and the depth they have, because that's the name of the game in these long playoff brackets is 5-star depth, because you're going to go through injuries. You're going to be exhausted after 3-4 of these games. So they have the depth to go the distance. So those would be my 6 real championship contenders.
So what do you make of how did you come out convinced or I'm sorry, what were your takeaways watching Oregon and Iowa? Iowa, just what they are. Oregon, gutty. I mean, Oregon was playing with about 65% of their offensive firepower and still won. Testament to Iowa where they are, or Oregon just game?
I think Iowa earned some respect there. I mean, this is a top 10 opponent coming in, and actually, if you think about styles of play and tempos of the game, they got Oregon to play Iowa's game. That they made that an Iowa football game, and I earned a lot of respect for that offense and Gronowski on that final drive that they had. It looked at the time like it'd be the game winner, and he took them 93 yards, had that 4th and goal. A quarterback power up the middle for what I thought was at the time the game-winning touchdown. And then you got to tip your hat to Dante Moore, just matching that drive with one of his own.
He had been awful.
Yep, he struggled. It was wet. It was cold. It was Big Ten weather, as they say. But in crunch time, he had that perfect shot, that perfect pass, pinpointed right in the receiver's arms on the sideline that goes set up the game-winning field goal. So, it's hard to say, but I kind of leave respecting both. I think Iowa's really a solid team, definitely a top 20 type team. And then Oregon continues to be a playoff caliber team.
I always like to ask you a couple times a week the proverbial, are they good? A couple of teams that control their own destiny. I'm going to ask you. I'll give you 3 in a row. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Is Ole Miss good?
Yeah, I think so. They're explosive. They reloaded in the transfer portal at receiver. Defense is actually playing better than I had forecasted for them this year. Top 25, both sides of the ball. Yeah, I think they're good.
Michigan controls their own destiny. Are they good?
This one I'm not so sure about. Now, I'll say, it's kind of a cop-out. I'll say their defense is good. I think their defense is one of the best 10 or 15 in the country. The offense seems to be broken to me. And if they can't establish that run, if you can neutralize the run game, they got nothing else. They have no pass game behind it. So kind of a half answer, but you got to have both to be good. So I'll say no, they're not.
They quietly are in control of their own destiny with a murder's row schedule. Oklahoma, are they good?
Yes, I think this team is very good. Their defense is right up there with Ohio State and Texas Tech for the best in the country. It's Brent Venables' calling card. He's got another good one. And the offense, when you look at some of the stats, you got to remember a couple of these games were without John Mateer or with him rehabbing and coming back slow. So I think the offense is better than you'd see on paper. And he's talented enough to create. I'm a little worried about Alabama here.
It's on the road. It's less than a touchdown. But if they upset Bama, they got Missouri and LSU at home.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they could be sitting with just 2 losses.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, with Missouri and LSU, both of those look a little bit more manageable than they did a month or 2 ago.
Especially in Norman.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, a month back, we're talking that LSU and Missouri are both near that top 10 in the country. They both lost some games since. I think I'd have Oklahoma favored in both, especially in Norman. So, yeah, and also this, you wonder, with probably the hardest schedule we've seen in college football, would a 9-3 Oklahoma get consideration? I think they'd be in the discussion. 10-2 is a lock for the playoff. 9-3, I think, would still be a discussion point for them.
All right, can I ask you one more? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, because a lot of hand-wringing and consternation to see where they were in the college football playoff poll, but their quarterback is getting hot. Texas, are they good?
This one's tough because their defense is elite. I rattle off I'll talk the top defenses. I said Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas Tech. You got to put Texas in that discussion too. I mean, they're very dominant defensively. And if this pass game can continue to be unlocked, because you look at their last couple of performances, 45 points against Mississippi State, 34 against a good Vanderbilt team.
He's starting to bowl.
Yeah, coming off the bye, and you got to go at Georgia, but Georgia, they're in 1-score games all season. So, this is a toss-up to me, and I would not be surprised if Texas goes in there, gets a big resume win. And I kind of secretly want it to happen because I want that November 28th game against Texas A&M. Longhorns and Aggies. I want that to be the play-in game, like the all-time of that rivalry. So we'll see. One game at a time. I think Texas is good, yes.
Hey, so what are we going to do with the ACC? Because you
got
got
a mess.
4 teams between 14 and 20, and I will ask you just blanket, are any of them good?
Yeah, this reminds me of the old days when we had the Atlantic and the Coastal. They used to call it Coastal Chaos to see who would come out of that weird division every year. We look at what you got, five teams with 1 loss in the conference. I think the best 2 aren't even in that pack. I think Louisville and Miami, if I had to pick, would be the 2 best in quotes. but they're both kind of eliminated from ACC title contention with those 5 one-loss teams ahead of them. So out of Georgia Tech, UVA, Pitt, SMU, and Duke, I think Pitt's the best of that bunch, especially now they've changed quarterbacks and found Mason Heinschel taking over for Eli Holstein. They're 5-0 with the freshman as their quarterback, and their defense, their backers are disruptive, good pass rush. So I would put Pittsburgh as the best of that top 5 pack in the ACC.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Stop. I agree with Brett because I told you about Pitt last week, and you're like, nah.
That's fine. If they're the best team in your conference,
I don't know. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, like, defensively, they're lights out, man.
That's fine.
Yeah, Ravi, put it this way. If Pitt were in the SEC, what would they be? Maybe the 7th or 8th? It's.
Oh, you guys, knock it off.
I mean, I would go Big Ten because I think the SEC is overrated and a Ponzi scheme. But I'm just saying, if Pitt's the best team in your conference sucks. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like,
let's give them until Saturday afternoon. I mean, this is a big opportunity for them as a program. I know what Narduzzi said, but imagine if they were to go beat Notre Dame. Now you're talking they're probably a playoff contender themselves.
I mean, if they go and beat Notre Dame, then I think Notre Dame sucks.
Hey, let me stretch you because I know how smart you are just because you do your homework. This is kind of off the radar, and listen, Jonathan Smith may be in trouble, but Penn State may have shot their shot. What did you make Penn State going to East Lansing?
Yeah, I think Penn State's still the more talented team, and you saw that. I mean, they still have a lot of NFLers on their roster. You saw that against Indiana. They really played up to the competition last Saturday. Really took Indiana to the brink. When you look at Michigan State, I can't say the same. I don't see many all-conference caliber players or any NFLers. So on pure talent, you go Penn State. Both sides coming in winless in the conference. I've been doing Pick Six previews since 2012 and obviously following college football my whole life. I never thought I'd see the day that Penn State and Michigan State would be 0-12 combined in the conference. I know that Michigan State had fluctuated over the years, but it's just crazy. So I'm going to go Penn State to win here by about a touchdown. That seems to be a safe pick. I'm going to go on talent alone, and so I'll go Penn State.
I'm locked and loaded at 2:30 because it's an iconic game. I usually would just see it in the Rose Bowl, but it's in the Big Ten Conference. Iowa travels to Los Angeles. 2 contrasting styles. Coach Parker, really, really smart with understanding the dynamics in the run game. Lincoln Riley, brilliant in the run game. I thought 6.5 was light.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like with Iowa going to Southern Cal?
Well, line projection-wise, I agree with you. I got USC by 8.5, so that's over that key number, and so I'll go with USC here. Matchup-wise, I can't wait to see the USC passing game against the Iowa pass defense. You could argue they're maybe some of the best in both their categories there. Definitely a strength on strength. Maybe the game is decided on the opposite when Iowa's got the ball because USC's defense has struggled at times. They're very aggressive. They're top 10 in negative play rate. They're going to blitz a ton, but then they're overexposed on the backside on long yardage plays. You know, they struggle against explosives. So can Iowa get explosive plays? They had a couple against Oregon. Really a fascinating matchup. You're talking styles. Iowa, one of the slowest paces in the country. USC, a fast pace and that spread offense. So, and you think of a situation here too. Iowa coming off a brutal, emotional loss, a big home national spotlight game, having to fly to LA. Meanwhile, USC has the extra rest day. They're staying at home, no travel. So all that factors in. I'm going to go USC by 8 or 9 points.
Gotcha.
A couple other big matchups this weekend, Oklahoma and Alabama. You mentioned Oklahoma earlier as one of the best defenses in the country. Ty Simpson's a guy that I actually been really impressed with as a quarterback, as opposed to some of the ones we talked about earlier. They've got this one at 6.5. What'd you have this one at?
I've got it at 9 for Alabama.
Okay.
And now this is one where I'm starting to wonder. I'm a little worried about my formula there because it's a tough spot. You got Alabama coming off a rivalry game against a really talented LSU team, and then Oklahoma off the bye. So, that's a situation I hate to see. But Alabama, ever since that opening loss, they've just been an absolute machine. They've rolled through this schedule of ranked teams. This is just another day in the SEC for them. So I'm going to stick with the numbers here. I'm going to go Alabama by more than a touchdown.
Go ahead.
Speaking of sticking with the SEC here just for a second, the other super highly ranked matchup is Georgia and Texas. They've got it at 6.5. Are you closer on that one, or are you an outlier on that one too?
Yeah, well, here's one where I'm going to go against my numbers. I mean, numbers I have at Georgia by 8, but I think Texas is going to win this outright. I'm going to call this here.
Hey.
Ooh.
I think that this is. I think they're trending in the right direction. Yeah, they were written off for dead back in September, but I like it. And then you look at Georgia. How many more times can they survive in the fourth quarter? I mean, you look back at
but
this.
they're getting better. So I
They're
will
getting
say
better.
that.
I
agree
both
with you.
teams.
They do live on borrowed time.
For sure. And, finally they got some distance between their opponent against Mississippi State. They really played well Saturday. But Florida game, Auburn game with that fumble at the goal line, the Alabama loss, and then, of course, the Tennessee game. They've been on the edge. And so is Texas, too. I'm not going to say it both ways here. I mean, Texas really was bailed out by their special teams, their punt return game, and a couple of their wins. So, yeah, but I think this is a big statement win. I think Texas is going to go in there. So we'll see how that turns out on next Tuesday. But I'm going to go for Texas here.
The model is interesting because I look at kind of the strength on. I'm captivated by both these teams. Texas is elite up front. Quietly, I like their secondary a lot too. They got some youth, but freshmen playing well. But Georgia has added kind of this. They're starting to run it better. And Stockton gives you a running kind of influence. I'll be curious to see which quarterback gets more chunk plays with their arm. Because I bet you at the end of the day, it will be the big plays via the air that decide this one. It just seems that way.
Yeah. It very well could be. If you're looking at explosive passing, Texas is in the top 40. Georgia's around 60th, so about even, maybe a slight edge to Texas in the explosive pass. But when you look at explosive pass defense, Texas better at defending it than Georgia too. So if you're looking just going to hone in on the long yardage pass game, I think Texas on both sides has it. Run game, I agree with you. Georgia has it there. Especially with Frazier emerging.
I think Frazier's way better than his stats, and I know he had the breakout game last week. But I'm a Frazier guy. He's a
you've been on him for a couple weeks, so you're that stock's going to pay off. It's going to pay dividends for you. I think he's going to have a big game. But yeah, again, it's just all the talent on the field here. Top 5 recruiters, both of them. A lot of people thought this would be the SEC title game coming into the season, so I can't wait to watch this one. It's going to be a big one.
That is.
Can I ask you real quick? Yeah, let me ask you quick. Brett, real quick. Where do you think? What does a guy like DJ Lagway need for a landing spot?
Yeah, I mean, maybe just a fresh start. Again, we forget because it's college football. He's so young in his career. I mean, he was a second-year player in college. So, and one of that, the entire full offseason was with an injury. So I'm excited to see where he will end up, whether it stays in Gainesville or somewhere else, and see what a full offseason can do, because that's so pivotal at that point in your career as a young guy. So he still has a bright future. I'm convinced.
Is Mendoza the first quarterback off the board for you?
Oh, I haven't even thought about draft stock, but he's really well under the pressure there, really clutch. Yeah, I'll go with him for now. I was about to say Julian Sion, but he's not even eligible. So
I was gonna say.
He's still got years to go. Yeah, Mendoza's up there.
Simpson.
Yeah, Ty Simpson.
Simpson's older than we think because he waited his turn.
He did, but he's been pretty good.
He's like a 6-year guy there, 5th-year guy. Yeah, you know what? I haven't even thought about the pros yet. I'm so into this every Saturday deal, but there's plenty of time for a draft talk. I can't wait to get there.
Next week.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
I'm going to ask you about quarterbacks and then guys like Reed and Saint. Like I want to ask you about projection.
Yeah.
2026 looks a little 2027
could be thick.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'm looking at all these names. They're all not even eligible for this year. So it's going to be a big draft class the next year.
That is our guy, Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews. Brett, appreciate the time as always.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
All right, buddy.
That is Brett Ciancia from Pick Six Previews. Yeah, it's this quarterback class got poopy in a hurry.
I have some.
What do you think Sellers does?
He's not good. I'm just telling. He's just the general the operation. The folks in the NFL are going to have to really, really be patient. Because I get it. Everybody wants their quarterback. I I just don't know.
You think Messier comes back for another year?
He needs to.
Okay.
Messier's a stud. Okay, frowny face.
I don't trust as an NFL prospect. I don't.
No, I get it.
Trust him as a passer
I know.
yet.
That's why he needs to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
with you on that. There's some if quarterbacks are patient, and NIL is an attractive way to let you develop some interesting quarterbacks. 2027 could be spectacular.
It could be. There's going to be a lot of options for sure.
If you're Mendoza and you're going to make the money you could make, but you got to come out if you're Mendoza, don't you?
I think so, because next year is going to be loaded. Like you could be even better next year and end up being the 6th quarterback off the board just because of who else is in front of you.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you have a chance to go 1-1 this year, I think you have to, unless you just look around and you're like, do I want to play for the Jets? Nope. I'm good.
Are you sure it's going to be the Jets?
No, but that, just like,
I mean, New Orleans is not much better. At least you could eat well.
That's been a problem for some people. Jameis's New Orleans body is not Jameis's Tampa body.
Take your pick.
Yeah, I mean, pick a guy.
Jamarcus?
Pick a
No,
guy.
I'm just kidding.
DeMarcus?
That was college.
Cousins?
Well, him too.
Yeah.
Good point.
So organizationally, I would look around and just be like, that's got to be part of it too, right? I mean, you're probably never going to go to a great franchise if you're going 1-1, but there's some that are more dumpster fiery than others. And I would say honestly, the track record of the Jets not only failing quarterbacks, but then them being decent somewhere else.
I will say this, though, about New York. You got to give them some props for how they handled this situation. Stockpiled draft picks.
Sure.
You extended Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you have a plan.
This is the first time.
You look like you actually have a plan to build this.
This is the first time they've looked like they've had a plan.
Remember, they have a couple of good offensive linemen that are young that need
That
to
they just
stay
drafted.
healthy.
Yeah.
So you got a chance.
Yeah, for Shanu, and then I forget the other one, but
I almost said Becton. Am I thinking Becton? Am I thinking Makai Becton?
I'm not sure. They drafted him in back-to-back years.
Yes.
Right, in the first round.
Yes.
So I'm sure Sauter could tell us if he listened to the show.
I have to call out Napoleon Dynamite on you. Shane, do you have the audio ready that I sent you?
Oh, we're going to talk Coach Rule?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We are in a second.
Because I want to talk about Coach Rule.
Jeez, man. Paper towel, you good?
No, we're 90 minutes in.
90
minutes in. Come on, man.
We get a chance to diversify our portfolio.
Okay.
I want you to listen to something.
I'm always listening.
The first one?
Pat Narduzzi from Pittsburgh. Because I talked about this matchup last week.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, this is a huge game. Because if Pitt wins it, they're firmly controlling their own destiny in the playoff picture.
Okay.
Especially in the AFC or
ACC.
ACC, you get the marquee win, and you probably knock Notre Dame out of contention. If you're just objective, no, be a player first.
Okay.
And then be a fan.
Okay.
Shane, is it ready?
Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to it?
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
What was that? He was asked about Notre Dame. He closed with Notre Dame. Shane, one more time. Do you think he wants a mulligan on this? Shane?
Do you feel like this is a must-win for this team when it comes to it?
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame.
You remember how excited I was about Pitt in this game?
Yep. Just temper the excitement a little bit.
Unless you think he wants a mulligan. Like maybe it might be one of those questions that was asked. Like maybe he's mad about Notre Dame not being in a conference, so he wanted a And ACC, they're not in the ACC, but they get to play ACC. Maybe there was that agenda.
I think I know what he was trying to say.
Okay, humor me.
I think he did it very poorly.
What do you think he was trying to say?
I think first of all, I think coaches hate the must-win question.
Okay. I did not think of that. Okay.
So I think he's probably started off in a place that he didn't love.
Okay. And he's Pat, right?
Yeah.
His track record.
Yeah, he's Narduzzi, so he's a little whatever. Like that fact that bakes into this, right? I think he's right. Like, they have to win their ACC games. That's their path to the college football playoff, right? So, like, I understand what he's saying there. The part where he's almost dismisses this like an exhibition feels very strange. And I don't know why I focused on this, but the fact that he went from 103 to like, or even 110, it's like, yeah, the extra 7 once you cross the 100 threshold.
That's why I thought he maybe had something else on like he had an agenda.
Yeah, I don't know what
it got away from him.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Notre Dame thing agenda. I think it was, hey, I don't love this question, but all of our goals are still on the table if we lose this game, because all that matters, like, they're not making college football playoff probably unless they win the ACC, right? They're 23rd, I think, or 24th in the whatever rankings now. They don't have a path to the college football playoff except through winning the conference, right? So I think that's where his head is. But the whole, like, you still have to play Notre Dame this week,
right?
It just that part.
It just seemed odd.
Very, very strange answer. I don't think he's the best public speaker but I do think the question sets him up in a way that he's not to answer a question he doesn't really love.
Yeah.
Because coaches, I've never met a coach that likes that question. It's like, hey, is this a must win? Well, we feel like, what's the answer there? We feel like they're all must win or whatever. Or, we don't really look at that like that. We focus on the game ahead of us, or like, hey, because even if you say it in a better way, you go, hey, we really want to beat Notre Dame, but all of our goals are still on the table in ACC. Like, it still sounds like you're overlooking Notre Dame, right? Or that it doesn't really matter to you. So there's, outside of just giving total coach speak answers, there's not really a good answer to that question. So I give him a little bit of a pass there. He answered it in possibly the strangest way possible.
Membo. Thank you, TK. I couldn't think Membo.
Yes. That's the one.
What did you want to talk about with Coach Rule?
Let's take a break real quick.
We don't have it. Well, okay, we do. We'll have 20 minutes.
Let's take a quick break.
Oh, look at you, the maestro, like the guy with the white hair and the little.
That's a
thing with the orchestra.
That's a conductor.
Well, that's it.
Conductor. You conduct.
What's the maestro?
That might be a different word for conductor. I don't know. We always call them conductors when you had the guy with the.
See, I call those are the guys that run the trains.
That's also a conductor. I don't know.
I think you were just in a hurry to correct.
I know they call the music people conductors. I don't know what the difference between a conductor and a maestro is, or if they're the same thing. You could be correct.
Guess what I could do during the break?
We can Google.
We'll Google GIB.
It. If you also need a little.
Google it, bro.
Google it, bro.
Not the word that you would say.
What would I say? I would say
you would say the female dog. I'm gonna say bro.
Never. I love dogs. I would say you need to Google Next Gen Male Medical, because they've got you covered no matter how you need to get or what you need to get feeling your best. Whether it's a little BPC 157, like my guy over here,
Oaktown 357,
little 157.
That too.
A little injury healing prevention. Whether it's the Sermorelin like me,
I feel like $1 million.
Get a little pep in your step, or I'm down almost 50 pounds. They're helping me out with my weight loss as well. Make sure you call Next Gen Male Medical, or you could just Google them like DB does, because he's a Google expert apparently. But
a lot faster than you.
They've got you covered, and they are great to work with. Whether it's Nick, whether it's their practitioners over there, great people to work with. 402-614-9700. It's Next Gen Male Medical. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, Jamarcus, he's been terrific. You look at the 2 exhibitions. You look at what he did in the opener with the way he knocked down shots. Go back to that BYU game where he was, even though he didn't shoot it well, he was the difference. His pace was unbelievable. The other thing with the press team, you don't want to let them get set up in their press. So we wanted to get the ball in quickly. And, Jamarcus cut the court on a few of those and got the ball up. And, again, we played with numbers on the backside. I thought our spacing was really good as well. And then when you got a big guy like Rink and Burkett was unbelievable today as well. So, again, it's good to have full team wins like this when everybody on the floor, makes a contribution. So, again, the versatility of our lineup is, I think that is shown here in the first couple of games.
It's meant a lot. I mean, as you grow older, it's like the most recent things become what feels like your whole life. And yeah, honestly, I feel like just with how special Creighton has been and yeah, this whole program in just 6 years of college, it like, looking back, I feel like it has been my whole life. And so that's just been such a blessing, and to be able to go through life together with these girls, and they fight for one another and they fight to support each other when we're going through really tough things outside of volleyball. And I genuinely believe like all of the girls like just care and want to make sure that we're doing okay all the time, and are just willing to be our biggest supporters and whatever that is. And so it's been just really, really, really sweet and a really big blessing.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill.
Oh.
We're good on the music, Shane. Thank you. Stuff your savings with Centris Federal Credit Union, from savings accounts and money markets to their unique certificate and savings account bundle. Centris has all the trimmings for a hearty financial feast. I think they're doing a Thanksgiving here with their reads. Plus, with fixings like Centris Roundup program, savings can be easy as pie. You see what they did there? Visit them online, centrisfcu.org. Terms and conditions applied. Federally insured by NCUA.
Oh, boy.
You good?
Yeah. I think
I was just waiting to make sure the mic got turned on that time.
Shane, do you feel like he is excessive? Is he just unnecessarily aggressive with you? Or do you think it's just his equal opportunity tone?
I was just waiting for somebody to turn my mic on.
Yeah, you're actually in control of that there, bud.
I didn't realize that.
That's probably why you were eating with it on earlier, huh? Did you just hit a random button?
No.
Okay.
I was waiting for somebody to turn it off.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh,
Hey,
you have to admit that's funny.
Hey, Liquid. Before we get to Coach Rule, 'cause you get to play the audio that you want. Is this intentional or not?
Which part?
Does it detract?
Okay.
Shane, can you play Gus Johnson's game-winning call?
Oh God.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. A rock play. Unbelievable. Did he get his foot down? Control. Oh my God.
Is that intentional?
It can't be. That was horrifying. I think he lost his voice. I think it cracked midway.
Okay, so I'm trying to go through this in my head
because he goes high sometimes or a lot, but that was he lost his voice almost. I did not when I heard that live. I did not.
I don't think voice. I think maybe he just needs a puff of. I think it's Primatine Mist or Ventolin.
I don't know what that is.
It's for when you're out of breath. You can't it's bronchial.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It did. It's like he's out of air. Yeah. I don't know. It was terrible.
Because he hadn't said a ton yet.
I didn't know. So that's why I thought maybe he had lost his voice. If he had, over the course of the game, kind of maybe came in with a little something and taxed it too much. I don't know.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it live.
So did you see the sack or when the reception was made with the knee on the ground? Mm-hmm. And he's he's going to run for the first down. I was no, they blew the play dead.
No, he didn't know what he was talking about.
Or what about where they threw the flag? You could hear the whistle, and he's doing the play.
I have no idea. He was pretty bad. He didn't seem to know what was going on.
Do you think he can see?
Well, he wears glasses.
Yeah, they're actually
pretty. Maybe he was put in a bad place, up in the press box, not in a normal place. Sometimes the view isn't that good.
I will give you that. We've been in some weird places.
Because I mean,
Shane, play that again.
Have you?
He hadn't said enough to lose his breath.
Have you called a game at Penn State?
No.
So okay, because I was going to ask if you knew what the vantage point was.
I don't.
Okay, so that could be it.
Now we have had some poor sight lines.
Yeah.
The bowl game was atrocious.
Right, because it's the baseball stadium, right? That's not ideal.
And we were in the end zone.
Yeah, that's not great. Shane, go ahead and play it again.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. A rock play. Unbelievable.
I just want to say, I get it. Some people will say Gus wants to make it about Gus, but that's kind of embarrassing.
I don't think it was on purpose.
I don't either.
That doesn't sound up. I've heard him do too much. It doesn't sound like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I just was curious.
He will do the high pitch, but it doesn't sound like that. That I never at any point thought that was intentional.
He just got away from it.
It was either got away from him or something happened with his voice. Well, I don't know if he lost it, but you know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't, something catches, we all talk a lot for a living. Sometimes something happens to your voice where it just doesn't come out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
Because there's no way that was on purpose. Even in the questionable decision making of a Gus Johnson call, that would never have happened.
Okay, can I ask you something? Because I immediately have, my memory is ridiculous, right? Was that a better catch?
Okay.
Than the one your boy made in Minnesota on Hartzog on the little post corner
in the first game of Rule's career?
Because everybody kept saying it was catch of the this and catch of that. I'm I'm not even so sure that was the best. Now, maybe the moment on the road, but I'm talking about degree of difficulty.
Yeah, contextually, I think people put a lot of weight. No, listen, incredible catch. I have no idea how.
Because I'm wait a minute. I've seen that before where I felt like the foot hovered.
Had to have gone
down.
And
it was his other foot that he did it with.
Yeah.
I think the catch in Minnesota was a better catch.
I think they're close.
I think what they did with the hover foot to drag was almost identical.
Yeah. So if I'm remembering correctly, the Minnesota was the opposite foot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out which I think is harder. I think having the outside leg hover is harder. So, but like, I mean, we're talking 99 degree or 100.
We were just ready to like crown this thing, and I'm not to go all Denny Green, but I was like,
crown their asses. No, that was pretty good, Denny Green. That was pretty good.
Let me say that. You can't self-gloss.
Oh, my bad. I just know you're not like in a hurry to compliment me ever, so.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I'll be honest. I didn't know if you were going to compliment me or be like, oh, you got to go black voice, don't you? So I just went ahead and cut you off. It's certainly.
What's black voice?
It's a thing you accuse me of all the time that I don't know what it is. But it may sound a little bit like how Austin pronounces Tyrone.
How did he do it again?
This is a reenactment of Austin doing something. I am not doing anything here. Goes, Tyrone. Unprompted.
How about Derek not claiming him right away?
Oh, no, he's from Sydney.
Wait, do you guys have beef? We do now. I'm starting it.
Austin, what's the name of the town you guys don't like out there? I thought it was Alliance, but there's a town near Sydney that he beefs with, and I can't remember what it is.
Gearing?
I don't think so. I thought it was Alliance, but maybe we'll have to Google Sydney here and see what's close to it. Sydney, Nebraska.
It says Scotts Bluff.
My mom just said, "Don't make excuses for Gus. He's terrible always." Okay, Mom.
Wow, Mama Benning just off the top rope.
And that's not even her style.
I know. She's so nice to people. She's usually like, it's okay.
Okay, so people think it's intentional. I don't know.
There's no way that's intentional.
Not that time.
No.
I get
there's
some
other stuff.
times.
Yes. I think he was trying to go into like his super over the top Gus voice and like couldn't get there.
Yeah.
Like you ever heard like
I know it annoys quality broadcasters.
Is it Ogallala, Austin?
No, that's not far enough. That's by that's by McCook.
It's too far from Sydney.
It's another 2 hours almost, I think.
I don't know. I'm just looking at a map.
Ogallala is only like 4.5 from here.
Okay. Scotts Bluff doesn't look that close to Sydney. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
What is he, sleep? Getting ready to go moonlight? Like, what's he doing? He could just answer the question.
We'll call him Mr. Graham.
Wait, why?
Have you seen Field of Dreams?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I told you, I'm not watching that show.
You like baseball?
Yeah, I love my dad, too. I'm not watching it.
I didn't know if you'd seen it before.
No,
like, okay.
I haven't.
There's a character named Moonlight Graham in baseball, or in Field of Dreams.
Okay, what's the correlation?
You said, is he going Moonlight? I go, oh, we can call him Mr. Graham.
Oh, that ain't funny.
It'd have been funny if you said it.
Probably. I mean, probably. I'm funny.
You just double standard me all the time over here.
It's all about the delivery.
Well,
and timing. Isn't that what all?
I think it matters if you would have gotten the reference. That would have been helpful here.
All right. What did my man Josh say? I just was talking about him at practice the other day. Gus did the same thing in Ohio State Michigan game last. Well, he does it a lot where he loses his
he screams.
Voice. But I'm not. It's fine. I just wanted to he's getting.
I thought that sounded.
Look, it's right on television right now.
I thought that sounded different than his normal.
Me too.
Yeah. He said Scotts Bluff. Okay.
He's owning it.
Apparently.
Okay.
I guess.
We're moving on from Action Jackson. He's in the doghouse.
Why is he in the doghouse?
I don't know. I'm gonna make it up here in a second. I don't have a good reason.
Okay, fair enough.
Which rule quote did you want to get to?
Oh, I just want. I mean, we're gonna be up against it here in a second.
You're
but
like I just want to talk about Coach Rule.
I thought I appreciated his. I guess I don't know what to call it. Like a little flex about. Oh, we can go get whoever we want now.
Oh, with the NIL.
Yeah, with the NIL money.
Yeah.
He's like, not only that, we can keep our own guys too.
Yeah.
And two things immediately came to mind.
I was kind of surprised he flatlined that thing.
I think he was. I don't think that was for us. I think that was for the recruits.
Hey, Shane.
I think he was saying, "Hey, portal guys,
Shane,
the purse strings are open.
Play clip 16." Just to answer this question.
All right, clip 16.
You know, imagine how much Lateef's phone's going to be ringing here from other schools. Hey, come be our quarterback. Come be our quarterback. And you know what? Good for him. I mean, I love the kid. I hope he wants to stay with us. But you know what? Like, we got good coaches. We have good quarterback coaches. I mean, I was a quarterback coach. I was the worst. I mean, I was just not a good quarterback coach. And I think Glenn is really, really special. And it all goes all the way back to, you know, Matt Ryan saying to Mike Saravo, hey, he's a really good coach. You should hire him because he was his coach at Atlanta. And I just want to make sure I give him a ton of credit. But TJ, I don't think TJ needs anything special. I just think he needs another week. And I think you'll just see him continue to get better and better and better.
Always closing, isn't he? Shane, let's follow that up with clip 17 on the follow-up question.
I always want our players to see, like, hey, if you stick around here, you're going to play your best football here. You're going to get developed here, unlike anything else. And we can take care of our guys. Now, people want to get taken care of sometimes before they produce. You know what I mean? And so that's the hard part. You know, you have to pay a high school recruit to come in. You have to pay a certain amount and all those things. But you know, Emmett's going to get his due. You know, I mean, he's going to be up for all these awards. He's going to be a national whatever, and he's going to have his decision to make, and we'll support him no matter what. But that's the message is you know what Troy's done here is he's put the place on overdrive, and that's why look at all the other sports. You know, I mean, how are we this good in all these other sports? It's the nutrition, it's the facilities, it's the coaches, it's the investment in coaches. It's the University of Nebraska athletics is beyond elite, and it's you know, we have alignment here from the top down that not many places have. I talked to a lot of my coaching friends. They would kill for the situation we have between our board and our president and our chancellor and our AD and the assistant coaches here. I mean, I said it when I signed the contract extension. I think probably no, trust me. You're going to see more coaches leave good jobs for other jobs because they're chasing what we have here, resources and alignment. And so I want to have really good players, and I want players who other people are calling them, and I want players who want to be here because it's one of the best places in the country. And, you know, I want my assistant coaches to people be calling my assistant coaches saying, hey, why don't you come here? You know, I mean, it just means you have good people, right? It's a good problem to have. I hope next year you guys are asking me about, hey, we heard your name for this job. It means I did a good job. So it's just part of it. But this is an amazing place and people should want to be here like we want to be here.
Wait, something else. Nortac, that is not it. Nortac says Rule was told to quit saying we don't have the money like he did after the Michigan game. That's actually not it at all.
Or maybe something changed since the Michigan game.
That's not it at all.
I wonder if, you know, what happened between Michigan and now.
So
there was a contract extension where he doesn't actually make any more money. Maybe something else changed.
Shane, we can play the music at any time, so I just need you to hang on. We'll get the tie right on time because you don't actually even have to take a break. But you can. I'll give you 60 seconds to play the music.
This is Will here, but yeah. Ties later.
Okay. Backus. That's right. Ties 9:30. He talked to everybody at once.
Mm-hmm.
Current players, future players,
former players,
and coaches all at once. Like, you guys can try to posture and position and do whatever. Okay. I hope all that happens. Just think it through.
Yeah. There's some guys that better wish they were back here, huh?
It's a little passive aggressive.
I don't think it was passive aggressive. I think it was pretty straightforward.
It's just interesting how
I made a list. It's most of them.
Shut up. Shane, play the music.
So you can play the music. I'll keep talking, Shane. It's fine. So I was talking to Avery yesterday, and maybe we might talk to her on Friday. Go count up how many guys that transferred that don't have a head coach right now.
Oh,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's one that probably won't have a head coach by the end of the year. And there's another that, if they can find the money, won't have a head coach by the end of the year.
I don't know if you heard Sarkisian, but who are you going to hire?
Somebody else. They'll always hire somebody else. We asked that question when we fired Bo. We found somebody.
You're incorrigible.
God bless Mike Riley. I'm glad we could help out his 401k. That is DB. We will be back with Will Backus talking a little college football coming up next.
At the end of that game, they started interviewing me, and I said, TJ, get over here. They don't want to interview me. TJ, they want to interview you. And TJ immediately starts to talk about Dylan. Then he immediately starts to talk about the brother playing for his brothers on the team. And then Emmett gets in, and Emmett talks about Dylan. Then he talks about TJ. Then he talks about the O-line. Then he talks about all the other guys. And so in today's day and age, to have a team that talks about each other and not just themselves is really, really, really hard to do. And so I'm very proud of the guys. That's not me. That's the team. And I hope our players in this bye week take a moment to see how far they've come personally and where they're headed, and also look at the examples of the guys on the team who waited their turn. It's very, 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 very hard, and it's very, very not in vogue anymore to wait your turn. Sometimes it's like, well, I'll just go here and do this, just go there. But guys like Emmett, and they had chances, they could have, but they stayed. And he deserves everything he's getting as long as everybody else. So really proud of the things that are happening. It should be a great bye week for us to get healthy, develop some young players, really look at each guy and what we can do to help them, and then continue to recruit.
Impact player right there. Like he impacts the game in so many other ways other than scoring. Like his grit, his rebounding, he gets steals, deflections. He's just annoying. Like he's a guy that you hate playing against and love playing with. So I know he knows it too. Like he knows he doesn't have to score to impact the game. And like he did it today again. Like proved it again. He's so good at all those little things.
And he has like 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals.
Yeah.
So this is like a big thing.
Yeah, stuff the stat sheets other ways.
Yeah. And like I think he's with the deflections, and he helped us a lot with that. How many deflections we had?
I don't know.
Like it's close to 25, 30. So he hands active, everything active. So like he had a hell of a game.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
From 39 yards for the win. Up and good. He got it. With 3 seconds left, it looks like Oregon is going to leave Iowa City with a huge victory.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Do we have Will yet or no? We got Will? We got Will Backus here from CBS Sports covering college football. Will, how we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Will, the thrill. How about this past weekend? And I'll get to it, but it might pale in movement Saturday. I know there's like moving day in the Masters, but this upcoming weekend is going to be huge. I want to back up to Oregon and Iowa real quick. They just played this in the highlights, and it seems a little innocuous. Iowa can kind of control their own destiny. Oregon came out of there with just the one loss, playing with about 65% of their offensive firepower. Did you learn more about Iowa as they head to Los Angeles, or more about Oregon and their resolve after last Saturday?
I mean, I think that we learned a little bit about Iowa. I was actually pretty high on Iowa entering that game, and I thought that they had a chance to pull off the upset. And for a while there, it was looking like I was going to be right.
That line plummeted. I think it got down to 3.5, 4 by kick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and obviously Oregon was dealing with a lot of injuries on the offensive side of the ball. Didn't have their top 2 pass catchers. And I think Iowa proved that it can hang with a lot of the top teams. Obviously, it probably got knocked from the college football playoff race there. I don't see a 3-loss team making it. And Iowa also has a really tough schedule to end the season, so we'll see how they navigate that. But I think I also learned a lot about Dante Moore. Oregon's quarterback. He's been a very good quarterback all year long. He's kind of played his way into the first round of the NFL draft conversation, but I think he really solidified his status in that game to go on the road into a tough environment against a good team, against a great defense, and win in the way he did without his top two pass catchers, especially some of those throws he made. That one throw he had on Oregon's last drive where he basically got him into field position was beautiful. It was a great throw. And so I think he established himself as, one of the top quarterbacks in college football, and I think he's in the conversation now for, that number one pick next April.
We have some talking heads in our group text, and one of them is an Oregon fan. And so real time, it went from, hey, Dante Moore hasn't completed a pass in 2 hours of real time, to the guy that's the Oregon fan said, yeah, but he's without player X, player this, player this, player this. And I'm the objective third party, and I was like, yeah, I could see both points. Do you want a quarterback, especially in a year now where Nussmeier's fallen off, Sellers has fallen off, Lagway's benched, Nussmeier's benched, Manning is maybe getting it together, maybe Mendoza's the guy. Do you want a quarterback, if you're going to draft high, that has been through the rigor like Moore has? Because it hasn't always been smooth sailing.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely something to say about a quarterback going through adversity and having to grow in real time. And when we look at Moore, obviously he started as a freshman at UCLA, but then he spent an entire year on the bench at Oregon. And so he really doesn't have as much game experience as a lot of these guys that you talk about with Fernando Mendoza and Garrett Nussmeier. Like, they've been, starters for a good few years now, whereas Moore, he started as a freshman, but he's still just around 20 starts. So he's still young. There's still a lot of untapped potential, and there's still growth. So I think the fact that he's willing to go through adversity, and, he'll have stretches where maybe you think, well, are we sure about this guy? But the fact that he bounces back and he sticks with it, and again, in this tough environment at Iowa, going down on that game-winning drive and delivering some of the best throws you'll see all season, I think that that's the type of tape that NFL teams are going to look at and they're going to love, because it shows grit. It shows that he's willing to fight for his team, and I think the talent is obviously naturally on display.
So, Will, I call this the Carson Beck problem. How do you weigh the ability to come back from adversity versus I kind of would just like him to play well and not necessarily Carson Beck creates a lot of his own adversity, right?
It's kind of like Andrew Luck in a way,
where it's like, hey, I would love to see them show the ability to come back from bad circumstances. Would also love it if they didn't put themselves in bad circumstances. How do you kind of weigh that when you're watching a Carson Beck, or, we saw Arch Manning earlier in the year put himself in some pretty rough circumstances. He's played better lately, or Dante Moore, like we're talking about now.
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to winning games certainly helps. You can look at what Dante Moore did Saturday and be like, yeah, he was great. He came back and won the game. But if they had lost, then we'd probably be having a little bit of a different conversation about, well, is he overrated? That kind of thing. But I also think the level of mistake, kind of also makes a big difference. We're talking about Carson Beck. He had 4 interceptions against Louisville. You have to put that on him. That loss, there's really nowhere else that you can look and be like, all right, we didn't perform super well in that area. He had 4 interceptions. That's the kind of adversity that's really hard to overlook. With a guy like Dante Moore, he went a long stretch. He had an interception against Iowa. He went a long stretch without completing a pass. But, I think he was still pretty sound in operating the offense and getting it moving. And again, you have to think about circumstance, right? Without his top 2 pass catchers, they also had an offensive lineman hurt. And so in going on the road against the top 20 conference opponent, that's, those are tough circumstances, especially for a young quarterback, that's in his first year operating as a starter in this Oregon offense. So, I think it's circumstances. Carson Beck's in his 5th year of college football. And so the fact that he still has kind of a lot of those same issues, I think that's where it starts to become a bit more of a problem, because you can't really look at him and say that there's a ton of upside there, because he's been here forever. He's been a starter for 3 years now.
Good point.
You get what he is. Dante Moore, like I said, still pretty young. you can look at him and be like, okay, there's a lot of upside there. He's going to make his mistakes, but he's got that ability to improve and kind of bounce back.
If you're going to talk which game affects the total number of teams potentially in the college football playoffs, are you talking about Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, or Texas and Georgia?
I would say Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, because I think that there's a world where, Texas beats Georgia and they both still make the college football playoff. And so, like, I see, unless Georgia beats Texas, I think both Texas and Georgia have a good chance of making the college football playoff. I think Notre Dame, Pittsburgh is an elimination game. I don't think Notre Dame, with their resume so far, can afford another loss. I think Notre Dame still has a lot to prove. Like, they started the year 0-2 against 2 ranked teams. Obviously, they came back and beat USC, but they beat USC before USC was ranked. And so they still don't have, that kind of ranked win on their resume. And Pittsburgh has kind of quietly been hanging around. So this is their real chance to come out and prove, like, hey, we're the real deal. Like, we've got a pretty solid record. We snuck into the rankings. If they come out and win Saturday, it's especially with the way the ACC is right now, if they come out and win Saturday, they automatically emerge as a favorite to make the playoff there. But I only think that one of those, Notre Dame or Pittsburgh, makes the playoff.
Well, I'm going to go down a list here. You tell me yes or no, can this team win a national title, okay?
All right.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
Yes.
Alabama.
Yes.
Georgia.
No.
Ole Miss.
No.
Oregon.
Yes.
Texas Tech.
My heart wants to say yes, but realistically, I'll say no.
Notre Dame.
No.
Texas.
If it plays at 100%, yes.
Oklahoma.
No.
Is there anybody I missed that
That's
you?
only 6.
Is there anybody I missed you think can win a national title?
Thinking about it, probably not.
Does 6 sound right now that you've done like the on the fly exercise?
I think 6 sounds fine, and honestly, I think that's kind of it's not a huge number, obviously, but I think looking at 6 schools and being like, I could see a path that they win a national title is kind of a testament to the parity that we've seen this season, especially to have schools like Indiana and Texas A&M in the mix, right? Like, I can look at them and be like, they could win a national title. Like, if you had asked me 2 years ago if I thought Indiana and Texas A&M could win a national title, I probably would have said absolutely not.
And you easily could throw Texas Tech in there too. I know you went no on them, but like that felt like a coin flip for you. Like that's another easy one where you could say, hey, 2 years ago, if you told me Texas Tech was winning a national title, I'd have a hard time believing that too.
Oh yeah, like I think Texas Tech is a tough one for me because I love the Big 12. I have a soft spot for the Big 12. And I think Texas Tech has a phenomenal roster. I would just be curious to see how they matched up along the line of scrimmage against like a Big Ten or an SEC school, especially one that's like in that national title tier. Their defensive front has absolutely dominated the Big 12, which is great. And I think Texas Tech is legitimately a good team. I could see them making a run in the playoff. I don't know how they would stack up against one of those kind of top tier Ohio State or Texas A&M's out there right now.
Let me ask you something real quick, Will. Baron Morton, greater or less than Sam Levitt?
I'd probably put him slightly less than a healthy Sam Levitt.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the problem with Sam Levitt is that he's been dealing with injury for most of this year, so it's been kind of a disappointing year for him.
Greater or less than Lenore Sellers?
Right now, slightly greater.
Greater or less than DJ Lagway?
Well, I guess Lagway just got benched, so I'd have to go a little bit greater.
Greater or less than Marcel Reed?
Less.
Isn't it weird how we don't really talk about Baron Morton in terms of his quarterback prowess, given your answers?
Yeah, and I mean, he's also a guy that's battled through quite a few injury issues this year. I mean, he was playing with like a broken fibula or a fractured fibula against BYU, and so they had like a whole segment about how he's wearing a special 3D printed little plate to protect his leg, and like, so obviously that's going to limit him. He's not mobile. He took some really bad sacks against BYU trying to be mobile. But yeah, like, I mean, he's again one of those guys that has gritted it out. I think he's in a great situation where he can be a little bit more of a game manager. Like Texas Tech does not need him to go out there and win games because the defense is so good and their running game has been phenomenal this season, that they've got everything clicking really well. So all he needs to do is kind of keep them in rhythm and keep them ahead of the chains. He doesn't need to do anything spectacular. And he's done a great job of that. And so, yeah, I mean, like, I think he's a great game managing quarterback. Like, I think that guys like Lenora Sellers and DJ Lagway have a higher ceiling than he does, but they have not played as well as he has this year. And so, I would take him right now over guys like that, just kind of based on what's gone on this year.
Giving our educational tutorial, the voice here is Will Backus from CBS Sports. Will, let me ask you, of teams that control their own destiny but have a toughie remaining on the schedule, do you like Michigan or do you like Oklahoma?
I think I like Michigan only because the rest of Oklahoma's schedule is extremely brutal.
Well, if they get past Bama, they get Missouri, they get Missouri and LSU at home.
Yeah, and that's not too bad. So, if they clear Alabama, then the path's wide open for them. And I think, I just think clearing Alabama is going to be
tougher than Ohio State.
But then obviously, yeah, Michigan has to play Ohio State. You get Ohio State at home. They beat Ohio State 4 years in a row. Last year, I thought there was no chance that Michigan would beat Ohio State. Look what Michigan did. And Michigan has a better quarterback this year than they did last year. Isn't as great, but better quarterback, and then still a good running back in Justice Haynes. So I would give a slight edge to Michigan because all Michigan has to play besides Ohio State is Northwestern and Maryland, and I think those are much easier games than Missouri and LSU. Even though LSU is obviously in a horrible slump and Missouri's missing its starting quarterback, I think that Michigan's path is a little bit easier. I don't think either one's going to make it, but I would give a slight edge to Michigan just based on what they have left.
Out of the, we'll call them national title contenders, you said no on some of these, yes on others. I'm going to give you a list. You tell me who you think has the best defense. Ohio State, Oregon,
Ohio State,
Indiana, Oklahoma, Texas. And I'll throw Texas Tech in there as well.
I would say, I mean, I kind of have to be Ohio State.
Okay.
Like their defense is absurd. I think they went 7 games without allowing a first quarter touchdown or first half touchdown. Something like that.
What have they given up? Like 8 touchdowns on the season?
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take Ohio State out of it. Who's number 2?
That's good.
I mean, I'd honestly want to say I want to give Texas Tech its flowers because I think Texas Tech's defense is severely underrated. I looked at it the other day, and it's something like they're the only defense in the nation that's allowing fewer than 80 rushing yards and 200 yards passing per game and like less than 14 points per game, something like that. Like they're extremely underrated. I don't think they get the credit they deserve because they play in the Big 12, and there's kind of that stigma of Big 12 bad defense, But like I think that their linebacker Jacob Rodriguez should be in the Heisman conversation. Like he's tearing it up for them this year. He had 14 tackles against BYU. He's all over the field for them, but also their defensive front. They've spent a lot of effort building that in the offseason, and it's been paying off. I mean, it's dominating. They stifled BYU's running game, and they're just taking the running game away from pretty much every team they face. And so I think Texas Tech defense deserves a ton of flowers.
Which coach would surprise you more if they were on the move? Keys or Fish?
Probably Brent Key, just because Jed Fish has, I mean, if you look at like his resume, it's hilarious. I don't think he's stuck anywhere more than 3 years, like ever as a coach. He's also a graduate of Florida. He got his start coaching as a graduate assistant at Florida. I think the only way he wouldn't go to Florida is if Florida does not want him, which I could see because Washington's kind of been up and down this year. So, you know, he may not be as hot of a coaching name, but also UCLA. He was an offensive coordinator at UCLA. He coached quarterback at UCLA. He was an interim head coach at UCLA. And so that could be another place that he wants to go to. Whereas Brent Key, you know, he's a Georgia Tech graduate. He was a Georgia Tech assistant for years before he became head coach.
Had the definitive statement to the job that he wanted, right?
Yeah. I think that he's legitimately happy there. And honestly, like that, I understand money's big. I understand a lot of coaches want to coach on big platforms like the Big Ten or the SEC. But if I were him, I would want to stay put at Georgia Tech just because the ACC, especially with Clemson falling apart and Florida State falling apart, the ACC is probably the most winnable conference there is. And so that will always put you perpetually in the college football playoff discussion. And so, like, I think he's in a great spot there. Obviously, he loves it, alma mater, and he can win a lot there. So I think it'll be hard to drag him away.
This is on the heels of Sark having the stones to say who you going to hire, which I actually love with all the job openings. More apt to be on the move of two guys I think should be very cognizant of being in good positions where they are. Drinkwitz or Kiffin. Missouri and Ole Miss. More apt to be on the move of two guys that better be cognizant of where they are currently.
I mean, again, I'd have to look at Kiffin, which I think, yeah, there's certainly an argument for him to stay at Ole Miss just because, you know, what he's done there has been perfect for Ole Miss. But if you go to a place like LSU or Florida and you win 10 games, yay, but you didn't make the college football playoff. Like, we just saw that with Brian Kelly. Like,
hey, how's that go
Brian
again?
Kelly.
Yay.
Yeah. Brian Kelly, like, perpetually won 10 games, but he never won the SEC, never won a college football playoff, and so he's gone. And, you know, I think it's the same thing at Florida. Florida might, at this point, need to reset its expectations from a coach a little bit, just because of, you know, what's happened in the modern era. But Florida's also one of those sleeping giant programs that, you know, you get the right guy and he'll unlock them. I just think, like, Lane Kiffin, I have a hard time seeing him at Ole Miss next year just because of those openings at LSU and Florida. Like, it's been a long time that he's been thought of as a guy that's going to jump at one of those. But I think that there's an argument that he should stay.
He seems so happy.
He does. But, you know, I think part of it comes from just his past, you know, of leaving Tennessee so quickly. Obviously, that was, you know, over a decade ago, and he's grown since then and matured. And so, like, I could definitely see him staying. I just think that LSU and Florida are going to do everything they can to make him say no. And it'll be on him to decide if he's happy where he is. And also, like, there's the complication of if Ole Miss makes the playoff, there's a chance that he can't leave. like LSU and Florida can't afford to wait on a coach that's going through the playoff, just with the new transfer portal schedule and how recruiting works and everything. Like, you can't afford to wait on a coach like that. And so that also complicates things. So, like, if Ole Miss makes the playoff, then there's a good chance that schools like LSU and Florida are going to have to look elsewhere.
Will, how hard is it to evaluate what is and isn't a good job? Because you talk about Florida being a sleeping giant, and I think a lot of people would agree. But how hard is it to evaluate when it seems like
their chance, like the infrastructure is a mess?
Sure, like from a university standpoint, but also you look at how outsized an importance that the NIL has, and it seems like that can change from year to year, if not more frequently, based on just how the big money people feel that day. Like, I mean, honestly, like, how hard is that to figure out, oh, is this a good job or not?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. And, like, I think, you know, talking about the money people, you know, changing on a whim, like, I think LSU is a really good example. Like, before last year, LSU's NIL was a bit of a mess. And then they kind of rallied the boosters, and they're like, look, this is going to be the year for Brian Kelly. And so they went all in and poured a ton of resources into getting, a top-ranked transfer class and a top-ranked recruiting class and getting Garrett Nussmeier to come back, and it didn't work out. And so, now, you wonder if the money guys are going to be a little bit more hesitant to do that again, because they're like, well, we did our part. You didn't deliver on yours. And LSU also has other things going on that make it kind of a mess, like the governor interfering and who's their athletic director. Like, one day you say this guy's our athletic director, then the next you say he isn't. Like, it's LSU's kind of messy, but yeah, I mean, I think it is a little difficult to evaluate what job openings are like, because a lot of the NIL stuff is kind of shrouded behind mystery. You're not exactly sure how the boosters are going to buy in. Obviously, they probably have a say in who they want to be hired. They do have a say in who they want to be hired, but you can't let the inmates always run the asylum, and that administrators kind of have to do their own thing. And on the flip side of that, NIL can make what might seem like an unappealing job an extremely appealing job. If you get a situation like Texas Tech, where
Indiana,
or Indiana, right? Historically, I mean, Indiana's historically very bad at football. Texas Tech has had boom years, but overall, not the best program. But if you get your boosters to really buy in, all of a sudden you've got a national title contender when nobody would expect that. And so, I think all we have to go on is what we think the buy-in's going to be like, and kind of historical precedent, how healthy has this job been historically. And it makes it in the modern era pretty difficult to kind of hear these job openings.
Of guys that all kind of are in different stages of what they bring to the table, how many, if any, get hired in this coming cycle, and how would you rank them? Jimbo Fisher, Urban Meyer, Brian Kelly.
Of those three, I would be very surprised if any got hired.
Okay.
But if I had to rank them,
it's interesting.
I guess I would give Brian Kelly a slight advantage at number one, just because he has had pretty solid years in this era, and he could do really well at a program that's not as in the spotlight. I put Urban Meyer number two, because he's obviously won national titles, but it's been a very long time. And I put Jimbo at three. National title too, but the way things fell apart there at Texas A&M, again, with the school really buying in to the modern era, I think would make a lot of administrators kind of pause when they're considering him.
Is James Franklin the most attractive coach on the available open market?
Oh, no doubt. I think, yeah. I think if any of the current administrators haven't at least gauged his interest, then they are foolish. I know he had the reputation at Penn State where he couldn't win the big game, and I think this is another conversation. I think Penn State may have jumped the gun a little bit with firing him, but I think that he's absolutely the best coach available on the market, and I would put him easily in the top three of coaching names during this cycle period. Even if you consider guys that are at jobs right now.
Couldn't you have seen Franklin saying something like, look, man, all right, if you guys think you can do better, go ahead, man, I'm out. Pay me my money.
Yeah. I mean, I could also see him, definitely feeling that way. I mean, I would understand if he's very upset with the way they treated him, because again, obviously Penn State has big expectations. They want to be in the college football playoff. They want to compete for the Big Ten. And obviously the way things were going this year, that wasn't going to happen. They had a loaded roster this year to do it, so it's extremely disappointing. I get why Penn State did what they did. I just think we might look back on it at the end of this year and realize that they would have been way better off holding on to Franklin for at least another year.
That is Will Backus from
Fantastic
CBS
stuff, Will.
Sports.
Appreciate you.
Love it. Talking to you always, Will. Appreciate the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Will. It's pretty good.
He's absolutely right about James Franklin.
Are you surprised Jimbo is not like openly talked about?
Jimbo's going to get hired this cycle.
It seems like
he's going to get hired.
You can't talk about Manny Diaz getting a job and not Jimbo Fisher, right?
There's too many jobs open, and his resume is still too good. He's going to get hired. I don't know what that job looks like, but especially once the dominoes start falling, there's going to be way too many jobs open. I mean, you seem like you agree with me, but I would put a bet on Jimbo Fisher getting hired this cycle. Like,
I'm just surprised. Like,
I think he gets hired before Brian Kelly. I think Brian Kelly's a little toxic right now. I'm not saying he won't get hired, but I think Jimbo is currently a more attractive name than Brian Kelly.
I have a fascinating question, but I'm going to save it for Ty.
Okay.
Might throw a wrinkle into this.
Oh, talk about NFL jobs?
Yep.
I like NFL jobs. One just came open. I can stop asking the question, are we sure Brian Daboll's good at this?
Yeah. Well,
now I can move on to, I'm sure there's one out there. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We're going to talk to Ty Schalter from Pride of Detroit. A little NFL coming up next.
Yeah, Jamarcus, he's been terrific. I mean, you look at the 2 exhibitions, you look at what he did in the opener with the way he knocked down shots. I mean, go back to that BYU game where he was, even though he didn't shoot it well, he was the difference. His pace was unbelievable. The other thing with a press team, you don't want to let them get set up in their press. So we wanted to get the ball in quickly. And, Jamarcus cut the court on a few of those and got the ball up. And, again, we played with numbers on the backside. I thought our spacing was really good as well. And then when you got a big guy like Rink and Burkett was unbelievable today as well. So, again, it's good to have full team wins like this when everybody on the floor, makes a contribution. So, again, the versatility of our lineup is, I think that is shown here in the first couple of games.
It's meant a lot. I mean, as you grow older, it's like the most recent things become what feels like your whole life. And yeah, honestly, I feel like just with how special Creighton has been and yeah, this whole program in just 6 years of college, it like, looking back, I feel like it has been my whole life. And so that's just been such a blessing, and to be able to go through life together with these girls, and they fight for one another and they fight to support each other when we're going through really tough things outside of volleyball. And, I genuinely believe like all of the girls like just care and want to make sure that we're doing okay all the time, and, are just willing to be our biggest supporters and whatever that is. And so it's been just really, really, really sweet and a really big blessing.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Ty Schalter from Pride of Detroit to talk a little NFL. Ty, hey, what's going on, man?
Not a lot. How are you?
Oh, we're just hanging and banging, Ty. It's fascinating. We just got through going through like this laundry list of college football job openings. So I have to take advantage of your knowledge here. Could you see a world in which Brian Daboll goes back to college as a head coach?
Oh man, it's tough for me because the NFL and college world were so separate there for a long time. Schematically and what the skill sets, right? Like recruiting, all that kind of stuff didn't really translate to the NFL and vice versa. You had a lot more guys going, I'm going to go assistant to college, assistant to NFL, right? I'm not going to try and jump back and forth, head coach, college, NFL. But we are starting to see a little bit more that it's a soft landing. If you can navigate the NIL waters, right? If you can handshake with boosters better than you can, go into 16-year-old living rooms, right? Like there's a path there, right? But I think for me, if I'm Brian Daboll, I sit this cycle out, lick my wounds a little bit, talk to friends, get one of those offensive quality control jobs and see if I can get back someplace else where I can get my hands on quarterbacks. Again, the other thing is if you go to college and like, hey, if I can get my hands on a 4-star, 5-star quarterback recruit and turn him out, then like all of a sudden you're right back in that hot path because having a status as a quarterback whisperer gets you hired.
You don't think he would get a chance as an offensive coordinator this next cycle, or you just don't think he would want one?
No, I mean, for the NFL, yes. For college right now, that cycle's spinning, right? We've got these openings. But I think for me, yeah, like going to an offensive staff in the NFL makes a lot more sense than going to college and trying to get back into the NFL that way. Because it's just, the skill sets are just a little bit too different. Again, like I said, unless you can go into a situation where you can pull a kid who is going to get drafted at quarterback and prove that you still have those chops.
Ty, let me ask you something. It may seem kind of funny on the surface, but if you're starting tomorrow and you're taking over for, I don't know, the Jets as a general manager, would you take Drake May or Jaden Daniels?
I'd probably take Jaden Daniels just because having those tools, right? Like, and not that Drake May doesn't have tools, but having those tools and as long as you know that you can get coaches that are going to build around him, right? You're general manager, you hire coaches and a staff and scouts that are going to build around what he does well. I think Drake May, if you look at what he's doing, there are other guys that can do what he's doing, right? If you want a long-term difference maker, it's like I said, it's a tough decision between an organizational philosophy. Are you going to have a guy who's going to make good decisions and execute the offense as you designed it for a more traditional passing offense? Or are you going to build something around a guy who has difference-making tools that is going to keep you in every single game, that's going to give you a chance rolling out of bed, right? Like you're always going to have that equalizer, because that's the difference right now in the NFL between good teams and great teams, is who has the quarterback with the elite tools, with the complementary supporting cast, with the coaches that are going to ask him to do what he does well, right? And maybe Drake May's in that situation right now, but you take him out of that situation, something happens, coach leaves, supporting cast is not there, whatever, then you may not have that difference-making edge anymore. Ben Daniels is always going to be a weapon as long as he's healthy.
All right, Ty, let me ask you this question. I'm not trying to trap you, I promise. How many teams have won Super Bowls with the guy that has the special skill set in terms of all the tools?
Oh, good question.
The Chiefs, you're down the list here, right? Like guys that have those tools, obviously the Eagles, right? Like it's tempting to think.
I think Steve Young counts for the Niners. He gets overlooked. I think he belongs in the discussion.
He's both the best and favorite for me. It's like peak Steve Young did everything so well.
Yeah.
Absolute elite level. Wish concussions hadn't taken, the end off his career there, because he was set up. And of course he had the beginning of his career, USFL, Tampa Bay, sitting behind Joe Montana. So it's like compiler stats aren't there, but like, oh my gosh, dude, Steve Young was as efficient as peak Montana, Kurt Warner,
Any
Tom
of them.
Brady, but as athletic as anybody else as well. Just total package.
Let me ask. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. So I guess my point was just kind of like, in that sense, and I understand the Patrick Mahomes of it all, but even Patrick Mahomes doesn't play like Jaden Daniels, right?
Sure.
I'm thinking of like your Jaden Daniels, your Lamar Jacksons, your Caleb Williams, even.
Well, yeah, and if Patrick Mahomes weren't there, then Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson would each have another ring or two, right?
I don't know, man. Josh Allen
maybe.
may have to go in that discussion. I'm going to ask you about them next, but which side of the pendulum would a guy like Josh Allen swing for you in the current discussion you're having with Ravi?
Yeah, obviously it's tools, difference making tools, because he not only has that arm, he not only has those legs, he not only has that frame, he's got the brain and the instincts, right, where he knows when to scramble for yards, when to scramble to buy himself time, how to scramble to buy himself time, how to work with receivers we've seen him with elite receivers, we've seen him with nobodies, we've seen him a mix of both, right? He can get them to go where he wants and direct the offense. And you can give him no protection, no run game, no pass catchers, and he will go around and generate that offense all by himself. The point that you're saying is that consistency, though, right? Like, are you going to win 12, 13, 14 games and run through the playoffs? Like, there's no level of Josh Allen that is going to win rolling out of bed every single week with no help. Ultimately, you still have to have a supporting cast to raise that floor of what it looks like, because as we saw, this week against the Dolphins, right? Like, if everything else isn't there, Josh Allen has to do it all himself. He's not going to be able to beat every single team every single week.
Yeah, James Cook is sensational. Josh Allen is really, really good. What's wrong with their offense? Keon Coleman isn't a number, they got a good tight end. Other people do it. Other people function with the similar deficiencies that Buffalo has.
I mean, not to steal your answer here, Ty, but it's because personally, Josh Allen is not the thrower of the football that like a Patrick Mahomes is who can get away from this.
I'm going to let the expert answer.
Sorry, go ahead. That's I had to give my little,
Well, and it's funny because I was on Toronto radio yesterday, right, which is low key the Buffalo market.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's a quick drive, man. Enter at Niagara Falls, you're good.
Absolutely. So they kind of, I think, want the answer to be Sean McDermott. Like, tell us it's Sean McDermott's fault. We want to fire this guy. And, is he maybe getting the most out of the talent all the time? Probably not. There's decisions he's making that are maybe not optimal. But you're right that, like, Josh Allen, like, having that do-it-all mentality when you think it's all on you, right? When you think you have to create, a lot of times you press and make decisions that you shouldn't, or you don't make decisions that you should. You don't take the layups that are there, right? Because you're waiting for that hero ball. You're trying to make that extra play. And, hey, if you're getting shut out, it's the third quarter, you haven't scored a point against the Miami Dolphins, like, hit the layup, move the stick.
When you look at I'm going to get to your guys in a second in Detroit because Campbell apparently took over. But when you look at offensive production given the coach's prowess, what's the difference between LaFleur and Peyton in 2025?
I think actually what's happening right now, actually they're very similar, because I think
they seem like it. We don't talk about them the same.
No, you're right. And I think both of them, to an extent, are keeping the training wheels on their quarterbacks, right? There's a lot of safe calls. There's a lot of conservative calls. I don't think they trust their quarterbacks fully to grip it and rip it all the time. And I think maybe that's undeserved of Jordan Love, but also we've seen Jordan Love make some weird mistakes, some weird decisions, right? Like, I think LaFleur is really
paying that guy a lot of money, Ty.
They sure are. So Nick, I understand he is still developing. He is still young. He hasn't been that elite prospect. You're coaxing it out of him, right? You're massaging some of the wrinkles out. You're bringing him along slowly. You want to lean on the defense. You want to lean on your own game and help him out. But Jordan Love is making the money to be the guy, and he's got the tools to be the guy. And we've seen him step up in flashes and games and streaks and weeks of being the guy. You need to be able to let him take over games. You need to be able to trust him. You've spent a bunch of money getting weapons. I know they can't all stay healthy, right? But LaFleur being conservative, LaFleur We're being predictable. Run, pass all night long last night. It's like, this is not working. You've got to do something else. And if you're playing not to lose, you are playing to lose.
Who has done the best job, in your opinion, this year? I'm going to throw Kyle Shanahan in there because I'm a 49ers fan. Shane Steichen. I will also give you Mike Vrabel, and then you pick a wild card.
That's tough.
Yeah, I was going to say Vrabel. If you were going open-ended, just who's the best coach, who's doing the best coaching job this year, I probably would have said Vrabel.
Okay. Even though we like they were everybody's quote-unquote sleeper dark horse. I even said, Ty, if everybody likes them to be the dark horse in the division, how how dark horse are they?
Well, wasn't that part of because of Mike Vrabel, though?
Yeah.
Like, that was a big part of it.
No, I get it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, Steichen, you cannot oversell, even with, the performance the last couple of weeks, the transformation Daniel Jones has gone under. And I think that's why Brian Dable is unemployed today, as much as anything else. That and Jackson Dart getting another concussion, because he won't stop running him. But like that, when Daniel Jones, and you're supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, Daniel Jones goes from you to Shane Steichen and immediately blossoms into everything he wasn't in New York, you go, wow, okay, that's good coaching. And, they let a couple of, anchors of their offensive line walk in the offseason, got the best running game in the league, right? Like, that's good coaching. That's good talent evaluation. That's good scheming, right? Getting the most out of Jonathan Taylor, a guy who, has been pounding into nothing for years, right? Got signed to an extension that a lot of people weren't necessarily sure he deserved. And then he went out there and made it a bargain, relatively speaking, right? And he's got the Colts playing great football overall. So, yeah, Steichen would be right up there with Vrabel for me.
Mike Evans was standing. I'm talking offensive line and their defense. If both teams are healthy, who's better, the Buccaneers or the Rams?
Ooh, great question. I'm tempted to give it to the Rams right now on straight recency bias.
Dude,
right?
Stafford's level of play right now is otherworldly.
I was saying yesterday, waking up and seeing the headline, here's the case for Stafford for MVP. And I'm like, this is not a headline I thought I would be seeing in 2025, right?
I mean, we're not talking about the bad back anymore, that's for sure.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We've been hearing, has everybody figured out McVay? Is Stafford wash? Can you do it without
McVay is silly.
Ridiculous. The dude keeps lapping the league over and over, keeps reinventing himself, keeps iterating on it, keeps asking Stafford to do what he does well, keeps finding receivers and linemen that are good enough to do what they want. And they're playing tough, right? They're playing with a toughness and they're playing with a fire that, they haven't always played with over the last couple of years since the Super Bowl. And I think that's been a huge, huge difference. It also helps when
Ty, look where they're drafting some of these guys like Nakua and Kyron Williams and Lake Jr. And it's like, what are we doing?
It is funny how often, there are some teams that are constantly getting key contributors, second, third, fourth, fifth round, and other teams can't hit a first round pick to save their lives. So much of it is just knowing what you want to do as a team, having an organizational identity. Ozzie Newsome couldn't draft a wide receiver to save his life, but he knew how to find linebackers and defenders and plug them into those holes with pass rushers and offensive linemen and tight ends and quarterbacks, and just kept plugging them in over and over and over and getting success over and over and over. And you see other teams just going, I don't know this guy, I don't know that guy, let's look at this, and, with.
It's weird, too, because I took the Ravens and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. But I talk myself, I think out loud sometimes, Ty, so I sound pretty stupid on our own show. Our listeners are like, this guy's an idiot. But I wanted to take the Rams, but they weren't.
I think the back scared you a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Late 30s back problem. It doesn't feel
and
great.
I'm just like, so I'm just curious, like your thoughts. Not that I get a chance to go and do the pick over again, but just curious what you thought the difference would be if both those teams were healthy. And if they are, like, where do they stack up with, like, even with what you see with Philadelphia or Detroit, who we're getting ready to get to here in a sec.
Yeah, no, you're saying Ravens, right? Rams and Ravens.
Yeah, so I may have whiffed on that one in the AFC. Maybe they get healthy, but like the Bucks Rams thing took a lot of hand wringing and consternation on my part.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, obviously, the Ravens just got wiped out defensively, and of course, losing Lamar, that's huge, right? And Lamar is just a difference maker all by himself. Him and Henry together are, the difference maker for that team. But also, you have to have a defense that's at least pretty good. Usually, Ravens are pretty good. When the defense is bad, it puts them in a lot of bad situations, puts them in bad game scripts, forces Jackson to be predictable, right? Baker Mayfield has.
They have won 3 in a row, though. But
Yeah. No, they're picking it back up. That's what I mean. You're saying both teams are healthy, right? This is the thing that stinks about being a Ravens fan is you don't start caring about football till January, right?
Oh yeah, right. You've convinced yourself nothing else matters because you want to win. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where they're at. Where it's like the season starts in January, then let me know, right? Because you just assume they're going to be that much better than everybody else. But the Bucs are so well coached, they're so tough. They've definitely got talent on both sides of the ball. I think Baker Mayfield, we can't say enough about how ridiculous some of his decisions are, but the fact that they work out more than half the time. Some of the stuff he does, that little fumble, he literally just got swallowed by 6 guys and flipped it perfectly. I still don't know how he did that. That's just like a superhuman MVP level play.
It's crazy.
It didn't go anywhere. They didn't convert. They didn't win the ball game. It didn't matter. But I watched that and I go, how many other quarterbacks even attempt that? And of those who attempt that, every single one of them, that's a fumble. And instead, he's getting sandwiched by 5 dudes and puts it right in the only guy who could catch his hand.
Is it closer between the Rams and the Bucks or the Eagles and the Lions?
I think it's closer between the Eagles and the Lions. I think this week is the next week. And I've been saying all along, this is a college football season right now. Every week we have a different, these are the 2, 3, 4 best teams in the NFL, and then they play each other. And then we rip everything up, and actually both of them suck. And then we got a new 2, 3 best teams in the NFL, and then they play each other and we rip everything up, right? So this is going to be really, really interesting. The Lions, obviously, a couple of bad losses and a couple of real weird things. You go, maybe this coaching staff doesn't have it. Maybe they can't reload that offensive line without Ragnow, right? But in all the other games, it looks like just like it's supposed to look. Dan Campbell taking over play calling is a big narrative, but it's narrative with merit because I think he's been undersold severely on how much of the Jared Goff reclamation project is his doing, how much of a hand he's always had in the offense, especially during the week, right? And I think he does have a great play calling feel, was able to fix basically all the offensive problems, and hey, playing a ruined Commanders defense, which also helps solve a lot of teams' offensive problems. Philly last night has a lot to consider, right? Come back and going, can we move the ball? Can we score points against a defense that is the Packers is not as good as we thought it was going to be?
They'll beat the Eagles this week. I'm certain of that. Take the Lions. Here's my other thing, and believe this is totally I lack objectivity, because I love Sam Darnold, and I said McDonald was the best hire of that coaching cycle. How good are the Seahawks in your opinion?
Oh, they're good. They're real good, and they're tons of fun.
When they get the Rams, like this, is the game of the week, right? Other than the Lions Eagles.
Yeah, the top teams keep playing each other. It's gonna be so fun.
Not to mention
watching
Chiefs Broncos.
Sorry. On defense. Watching what McDonald does on defense. The way he's calling plays, the way he's setting up his team to succeed, the way they're getting after people is just so much fun. And same thing with Darnold, where it came to a rough end in Minnesota, and you understand why Minnesota didn't want to hitch their wagon to him after they traded up to get McCarthy and had hitched their wagon to McCarthy. But you watch him doing what he's doing in Seattle, and it goes, damn, because Minnesota used some of that right now. It's just so cool to see a guy thrive and succeed not only once but twice after being left for dead, and just playing pitch and catch with Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's just there's no much more fun to be had.
That is Ty Schalter from Pride of Detroit. Ty, appreciate
Fantastic.
the time as always. Good stuff there. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it as always, fellas.
Thanks, Ty.
That is Ty Schalter.
Who's better than their record? Or who's closer to their record? The Bills or the Chiefs?
They're both
No,
Okay,
the
5 and
Chiefs are
4.
5-4. Does that seem like a 5-4 team to you?
No, it doesn't. I think the Bills are closer to being the record being accurate.
6-3
seems about right to me.
Kansas City's going to beat Denver.
Probably. I mean,
it's in Denver.
Yeah, it just feels like one of those things that's going to happen.
They're going to beat Denver.
I'm
taking the Roadies. Lions beat the Eagles.
What's the line on that one? Do you know?
I have no idea, but I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Lions.
Let me see what we got a number on it.
And I'm tempted to take Seattle only because I'm not going to. So don't hold me to
You
the
get Bucks
Seattle
Bills
Rams
this week too. That's a good week.
It's a great week. The only reason I'm not like the only reason I Seattle has my eye. Number one, I think they're good.
Mm-hmm.
But Stafford has thrown 20 touchdowns in a row without an interception.
He's cooking.
And I'm a Stafford honk.
Yeah, you love Stafford. Cooking.
Look at his stats.
Cooking.
20 consecutive touchdowns without a pick.
What's he at? 25-2?
Yeah, he's 20. Yeah, he's 25-2.
25-2.
I mean, come on, man.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
The week in the NFL is fan-flippin-tastic.
He's on pace for like 4,500 yards. Is that something like that? Pretty close?
Yeah. I think he's got, what is he, 25, 24?
He's just
24,
under
40
25,
maybe?
I think. Yeah. He's on pace for, he's just about half, a little over, it's on pace for about 4,500.
But I'm a Darnold honk, too, so.
I know. You got to pick one this week.
Wow, close. We'll wait till Friday.
KC is currently 3.5.
Oh, they're favored.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes so okay.
So
Vegas agrees with
Vegas is feeling you. Do we still have Jay on the phone, Shane?
It looks like it.
All right,
Let's get to Jay real quick.
Jay's got an elephant in the room. What's the elephant in the room?
Can you hear me?
Yep, that's the elephant. Did you
What's
hear
up,
the
Jay?
elephant?
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What's up?
What up, fellas?
How we doing?
Now, I'm going to admit, before I repeat anything, don't beat me up, because I have not been able to enjoy the whole show.
Oh, man. Right, listen, Ravi's only threatened Shane with violence twice. We're good.
All right, good. And I haven't even got a chance to listen to Robbie's rant yet either. So I'll get to that.
Jay, he's crazy. Don't worry about him. Go back and listen to yesterday's.
I am. I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah,
All right,
he made no friends and lost a few yesterday.
Oh, that's got to be good. Then. That's good. Really good. So here's my elephant. My question about when can we address the elephant in the room, and that's what I'm saying. I'm fearful that I may have be repeating something that you all have already addressed, right? But if we look at it for what it is, fellas, we saw an offense Saturday that moved the ball efficiently, right? And we've been playing, we've been watching the games week after week. We see what's happening. We see that, in many cases, the defense has held people to 21 points or under 21 points. And if the offense could just give you 4 to 5 scoring drives, we win a lot of games. But we have seen consistently that the offense has not been efficient. There have been, again, glimpses of brilliance, but nothing that is consistent. And then we saw Saturday where 3 of our first 3 drives ended in touchdowns. Not saying UCLA is a juggernaut defensively, but they are a power 4 team. You feel me? And they, it is what it is. To see us move the ball efficiently on a bad defense and moving the ball the way we're supposed to is a good sight, right? You just want to see that. So the question is, how do we have, right, no sacks, 100 yards rushing, 100 yards passing, multiple wide receivers are blocking their tail off, multiple wide receivers are catching balls and looking like they're engaged in the game. Now, again, the low-hanging fruit is to say, oh, they were just playing for their rookie quarterback. Nonsense. I mean, they should be playing every week. Why would it take the quarterback going down for them to perform at this level unless we're missing something? How do we have 15 sacks versus one team and 9 sacks versus one team and teams come in to get their sack total or sack record against us week after week? But yet again, here's a freshman coming in and he's moving the ball efficiently, right? The running game looks good. The passing game looks good. Offensive line looks good. There's continuity and there's a flow to the offensive play calling. All of these things that we're mentioning, but yet we keep trying to add other contributing factors to something that could be the elephant in the room. And I'm going to be the guy to say it, and I'm not going to make it malicious. It is what it is. Dylan Raiola is a very, very, very talented young man. and he plays the quarterback position at a high level. But I'll be honest with you, man, not all Gucci clothes supposed to be on your body. You know what I'm saying? Even though it looks like it's expensive and it's cool as it can be, you know what I mean? It ain't for you. You know what I mean? And some guys can wear it and it look as fly it can be on them, but it just don't fit, if that makes sense. So I think that, Husker Nation, man, we have to come to the realization that though Dylan Raiola has been an amazing asset to our program, bro. Like he pushed us into the limelight in areas that no other, five-star athlete would and could. You know what I mean? So we're thankful and grateful for him. But in reality, what he does not fit what we're trying to do.
So listen, don't you feel like you should table this discussion for a couple of weeks?
No, you know why?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just yeah.
I tell you know why? Because we tried to fight it when we saw him come in against the weaker teams. We dismissed him and everything that looked and felt the way it looked and felt to being, that team is just terrible.
Hold on, Jay, hold on.
Oh, you might get mean, Ravi. Well, look out.
How did Dylan look against those same teams?
If you keep it a real, Ravi, he wasn't coming in and scoring on every drive. He didn't come in and score.
They had 68 and 59 in those games. What do you mean he wasn't scoring on every drive? We had two straight games where Archie didn't punt.
Ravi, TJ was responsible for 21 of those points. You got to relax. 3 at the third quarter, he came and played the whole second half. You forgot.
How many points they have at halftime? How many points they have at halftime?
I'm just saying he was responsible for 21 of those points. And then, hold on, watch this. In the game before that, right, he came in on the fourth quarter and gave you 2 touchdowns. I'm just saying, bro.
They had 55 at that point. They had 55 when he came in.
Ravi,
I'm just saying you can't
don't fit.
You can't tell. Listen, I'm not even saying you're necessarily wrong. I do think DB's right that we need to wait a couple more games before we have a better idea. What I'm saying is,
and I like Lateef.
I like them both, but you can't say Lateef played good against those two teams and say DR didn't, because that's not true. Dylan played.
I didn't say that.
You were kind of insinuating that we tried to
not
do
at
like.
all.
And here's
forgive me if it felt like that.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Like, I get that we liked how it looked against UCLA, and I agree. I liked how the offense looked against UCLA. There was also times this year where Nebraska has played efficiently. I would look at Michigan State. I would look at Maryland. They had the same amount of points against Northwestern, even though it didn't look the same. I thought they had times when they looked efficient against Michigan, which is by far the best defense in that bunch that we're talking about here.
Did you know that he threw how many picks against Maryland?
I know he threw 3 picks against Maryland. I'm saying the offense they still put up 34 points in that game.
Yeah, in spite of. They did a great job.
And we have here's my point though. We have no idea during the course of a Big Ten schedule what TJ would actually look like. If we've got a couple more games, I think we can start to have that discussion a little bit. But I'm
just saying maybe I'm speaking too early.
Here's the other thing, Jay, real quick. Here's the other thing real quick that I think we have to figure out what the variable actually is. Is it the quarterback? Is it the play calling? Or is it some variation of both? Because I think there's a world out there, and I have no way of knowing, right? I think there's a world out there that maybe because they've given Dylan so much freedom to change plays at the line of scrimmage, that maybe the plays that are getting called aren't the plays that end up getting run, which that's a whole other discussion, right?
I had that. I brought that to your attention a couple weeks ago.
Which is totally fair.
Laughed at me. Y'all laughed at
me.
No,
wait, plural? Plural?
Y'all is plural.
I don't do much. I mean, the Gucci thing was funny. I don't do a lot of laughing at your takes, though.
All I'm saying is,
when I brought EA Sports in, y'all was like, "Come on now."
I think we were laughing at the EA Sports part.
It just was
more.
Yeah, it was
the way you phrased it was funny.
Okay.
But I do think there's a conversation to be had about whether it is the actual quarterback or whether it's the plays being called that run to the most of the team's strengths and not just to what we think Dylan's strengths are. That's a different conversation.
Jay, how much of this has to do with the fact that TJ beat UCLA and Dylan didn't?
Nothing.
Okay.
None of it has to do with that.
Okay.
It has everything to do with what I saw, man.
Okay.
I saw a team that played with a different sense of urgency, and it looked different, man. You as a coach know the difference. You can see it. Man, when I saw 13 and 6 blocking 20 yards down the field, you feel me, with the same amount of tenacity as they would be going after a 50-50 ball, bro, it makes my heart glad. When you see 51, right? You see Big Evans, and I forget the other young man's name, blocking all the way. Man, come on, man. Like, it's just easy to be excited when you see it flow like that. And then, to be honest with you, I no disrespect to my man, 15 is I told you, he is an amazing prospect. He is a expensive Gucci outfit. But maybe we wear polo, man. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Gucci down.
That's all I'm simply saying. That's all I'm saying.
See, don't
Jay,
get me started, Jay. I'm trying to behave myself.
Appreciate the call. Rico, real quick, throw up the QB draft results because we haven't gotten to them in 2 days.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Jay, for the call.
Oh, looky here. I'm not in last.
Not in last place. TK's winning. Team Roston right behind. I'm in third. No big deal. KB, DB, and then TV bringing up the back half of the draft here as their quarterback rosters have been decimated by injuries and benchings. So
benchings.
Well, that was mostly DJ with actually he got double bench this week. He's got Nuss and DJ.
I know it. And he's so good natured, but he's in trouble.
That's a tough look for our guy. I will say one thing with Jay. So TK brings up a good point. The wideouts have been blocking their ass off all year. That is not new. And how many times when Isaiah Hunter is running those tunnel screens for touchdowns and be like, oh, look, there's Justin Evans. Oh, look, there's Rocco Spindler. Oh, look, there's Gunnar Gatula. Those guys have been getting downfield all year. Don't pretend like that's new. Even if you like TJ and even if you're right, don't pretend like that's new because it's not.
Ravi Lulla here for objectivity. L3, boys.
Oh, my bad. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.